Why don't you just come right out and say it?
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the Jim's Firearms.net hotline at 499-1045.
Say what?
Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the Jim's Firearms.net hotline. Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Thursday, October 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 88 in hour one of today's show. We'll look at the injury report for LSU A&M coming up this Saturday, and we'll look at a quarterback who had to retire from football due to injury. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Welcome into Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota.
Ooh, you're scary.
We're bringing you the spookiest sports talk in town with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Terrifying and terrible.
Live from the haunted Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Just a truly awful beginning from Taylor Sharp to start the show, really setting the tone, claiming there's nothing in the show document, as I've got, a few paragraphs on the story of the Weeks brothers, a story that should be especially relevant going into this weekend. You could have talked about Jake's glorious return to the show. There's a million different directions you could have gone, and instead you went the worst one. So congratulations, Taylor. Hope you're happy. Have you gotten your gun back yet?
Yeah, I told you I got that back.
Okay, well, turn it into me. It's my gun now because that opening was so bad. You actually have to give that to me now.
Okay, that's not gonna happen, but
And I'll have you know, I'm gonna do crimes with it. And so you better report it stolen, because otherwise that serial number is going to come right back to you.
I'm going to do crimes with it.
Yeah, I'm going to do crimes with that gun. And
sounds like it.
And they're going to blame you.
Sounds like you're a veteran.
They're going to blame. I am a veteran. I do a lot of crimes, okay? Thank you very much. I'm pretty hard, You don't want to see me out here in these streets. I grew up in the suburbs of Alpharetta, Georgia, I mean, you don't know the struggle of a gated community with a golf course on it, okay? It's really tough. Sometimes security get mad at you if you ran on the golf course. It's tough.
Oh, gosh, I used to
don't know how I made it.
My friend lived in one of those neighborhoods.
Yeah.
I didn't, but we used to go over there, and we would terrorize the gate guard at night.
Oh, dude, yes.
I mean, I didn't want to start here, but I mean, we had a friend that would get in a jockstrap and get an umbrella and get in the fountain and start dancing around, so the guard would have to come out there. And then we had water balloon launchers on both sides ready for him.
That's just what you do. We were always big fans of the duct tape facing up across the street, so that whenever a car rolls over it, it balls up and sticks in their tire, and like boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Water balloons at the cars. I remember one time, this game, it seems really dumb, and a couple people got really angry at us, which makes a lot of sense in retrospect, because I would freak out. But we would hide behind a bush and jump kind of into the street in front of cars. Not like maybe where you're going to get hit, but like just, I don't know, really dumb.
So if you're one of my flag football teams, Terps and Gators, don't do anything that we just
You can do the duct tape thing.
Yeah, maybe that's kind of funny.
That's fun. You lay a strip out facing up all the way across the street, then you tape down the ends, and when a tire drives over it, the duct tape sticks onto the tire and it balls up, and it goes, like I said, kind of
makes funny noise.
Makes you feel like you have a flat or something.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if any of you ride bicycles anymore when you're not on your iPads or playing Fortnite.
All right, AJ McCarron. Hold up.
If you do, did AJ have a screen time rant recently?
He had a Alabama players too worried about TikTok and Reels.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. You know me. I normally defend all that. Ryan Williams busting out the orange nails after losing to Tennessee is even for my very accepting self, that is a step too far. Bro, I don't care about the nail painting at all, but you cannot rock the color of the arch enemy who just beat you. That is absurd. Like that is borderline insane. And it's so on the nose that I feel like it has to be purposeful, right? Like you don't just stumble into orange. Not after you just went into Knoxville. That's all you saw all last weekend was orange everywhere you looked and heard Rocky Top 24/7.
Yeah, orange has different shades, but there's only one shade of that and what that represents.
So I don't know, man. Maybe he was honoring a bet, which is also pretty diabolical, but kind of cool if he like.
That's actually a pretty good point because you've had to probably do some stuff. I had to sing the Georgia fight song wearing a Georgia jersey. After they beat, I think they beat y'all.
Yeah,
at Georgia.
There's some old no.
Charles was the running back.
No,
did y'all win that game?
We won that game.
Okay.
That's actually one of the pictures in the office. The only Georgia game we'd have lost was in 2008 when they came up in here and whooped our ace. Again, I had a torn ACL though. Funny how that happens, right? I'm hurt, we lose. I don't know. It's crazy.
I mean, every loss that we talk about, I feel like in 2008 you weren't there.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was only there for a couple early wins, spurring the team to victory at Auburn with my kick return and whatnot. But we don't need to go down those roads this morning. What I was saying, though, kids, another hot tip to have some fun, put a playing card in the spokes on your bicycle, and it's going to sound like a motorcycle. It's going to go like, it's really fun. It's really fun.
Anyways, I appreciate.
Or like a custom Minecraft server with all your friends, because that's actually probably way more fun than a baseball card.
No, it's not. I appreciate y'all allowing me to get some voice back. How did yesterday go? I heard it was a good show.
Yeah, it was easy. We had a full doc. Flynn came in, so that was nice.
Yeah, you had Luch on.
We had Lucci on. That was nice. So yeah, it was nice and easy. We played the Brian Kelly sound that we hadn't played yet. I'm just kidding, dude. I just can't control myself. I mean, this game on Saturday, dude. This game on Saturday. Interestingly, I don't know that I have. I don't know if I'm like discovering that maybe I do have some sort of more natural hate towards Ole Miss, the A&M. I don't know if it's like being raised by my grandfather, who was a big piss on Ole Miss guy, and that was like his kind of number one arch enemy, right up there with probably Tulane, actually. But I don't feel as right now, at least, I don't feel as emotionally as insane. But the adrenaline in my body, I am trying to hold at bay because Saturday night is going to be an unbelievable setting, and the stakes could not be higher. I mean, Billy Lucci, if you listened yesterday, he called it the biggest game since Texas A&M joined the SEC. And how could it not be? A&M's played in a lot of games that were hyped up early on in the season.
Yeah.
But because they've kind of consistently fell short of their expectations around this time of year, getting into November, around Halloween, where the spooky stuff happens and championships start to be created, like they've been pretty irrelevant for the most part, really outside of 2020. And so for this game to feature the only two teams that are undefeated in the SEC, and two teams that if you win have relatively friendly remaining schedules. Like if you win this game, you will be in the driver's seat for definitely a playoff spot and probably an SEC championship appearance, a chance to go to Atlanta and try to lift that trophy and get a bye. I mean, and then if you lose this game, well, the door's not shut, but everything is significantly harder, and there is no margin of error. So It is a massive setting, and it's going to be at night in one of the premier stadiums in all of college football. They're going to be wearing the black uniforms. They're calling it a blackout, and the cult is all going to wear black. It's going to be very well executed. And then LSU deciding yesterday that they will be running it back with the all-whites. So you want to talk about symbolism. We have a literal battle of good versus evil, the light versus the dark. This small force of the rebellion in LSU going into the Death Star that is Kyle Field, black as pitch, and going to be looking to go on their own trench run and find a way to win again on the road. I mean, this is college football at its absolute best this Saturday.
Yeah, when you look at the 2020 schedule, there we go. Yeah, that was a great year for them, but they lost early to Alabama. Then it was kind of weird. It was COVID years, so they had games canceled. They had games on their schedule where they would go like 3 weeks without playing. I think it was one time. Ole Miss canceled their game, and so it was hard to build the momentum that you're talking about and what Billy's talking about yesterday. And so, yeah, this is that poor phone. This is their biggest game since they've joined the SEC. And it's a great point by you because it's so deep into the season. They used to play Alabama early.
Yeah, and that was always a big deal, but it didn't have the stakes.
Yeah, so even when they beat them, it still didn't have the meaning that this one potentially could have for them. Like whatever Kyle Fields' peak is, it's going to be there.
Yeah.
It's going to be at its absolute peak. It's nighttime. They're going to have all day to get, hydrated and ready to go and practice all their yells. Well, even though they'll do that for 2 days. They'll do it, the day before. And in game day, and so you're going to have to deal with a lot. And that's really, honestly, like one of my biggest concerns for LSU is being able offensively to get the ball snapped.
I mean, why wouldn't it be? It's been a consistent problem all year long, and this is this is going to be a setting that they have not seen and will not see, not just this year, but like potentially years. This is the sort of setting Saturday night where you get done playing, and let's say you played 4 years, 5 years, and this was the craziest setting that you ever played in the 4 to 5 years. And so in a lot of ways, it's almost the inverse of how I thought about the Ole Miss game going in, which I don't know if that concerns you, but it's like I thought Ole Miss was maybe slightly a better team at the time. I don't know if I still believe that, but that's what I thought going into the Ole Miss game. I thought they were slightly a better team. But it was very close, and you were going to have one of the greatest stadiums in the entire country in Death Valley at its maximum potential. Well, in this case, I think LSU is slightly better than Texas A&M. We talked about it all yesterday. You have a massive advantage at quarterback. Defensively, I think both teams are really good. A&M has not seen an offense like LSU, but LSU, I mean, technically, this is the best rushing team they faced, even with beating Arkansas. But we can go through all the matchups again. But the point is, I think that LSU is a slightly better team, but A&M now is the one who's going to have one of the greatest stadiums in all of college football at its absolute peak potential, and that's going to be tough to overcome. Unless A&M gets too tight, maybe if we just want to go full hopeful homer here. Maybe A&M, maybe the setting gets a bit too big for Wigman. I know Nuss can handle the heat.
Yeah.
We know that. I don't know about Connor yet.
A&M running the football has been really good, but this is, 3 weeks in a row, you're going to face the number 2, 3, and 4 rushing teams in the SEC.
I know.
So, to your point, it's not a homer take. It's just the facts of that's who you faced, and you did a really nice job against the first two. Now, A&M is number 2, Ole Miss is 3, Arkansas is 4, but you did a really nice job. It was my key to the game against Ole Miss, and I know you let a couple of big hitters, but for the majority of the game, you kept that Ole Miss rushing attack really, to a low standard for them.
Yes.
They had some success, but they run for 200 yards per game.
Yeah.
And so can you do it again? And can you do it enough where Connor Wegman has to go out there and he's the reason that A&M could potentially win? Can he make the plays? Can the receivers make the catches? That's what this game's going to come down to.
It feels. I was talking to my guy SEC Mike yesterday, who does that SC podcast. Really good show with him and cousin Shane. Y'all should go check out. But and I was like, I don't want to be like lazy in my analysis, but no, this is the third game in a row in which the key defensively is stop the run. And put it in the quarterback's hands. With Jackson Dart, that felt very intimidating, but Jackson Dart has not looked like Jackson Dart since a good competition started. With Taylon Green, I thought for sure that would be a path to success, but Taylon Green actually ended up looking a little better than I maybe thought he would when you put the game in his hands, and he had a lot of plays going early on. It's just that Weeks made a better play. And then again, it's just what Jake talked about. Stop the run here, put it in Wigman's hand, and, like we said, 3 games against Power 4 opponents for Wigman. Notre Dame, awful. Mizzou, awesome. Mississippi State last week, somewhere in the middle, depending on how you want to interpret it. And so that's your best path to victory. And you know what? If you stop the run and Wigman just balls out and beats you, then maybe that's just where you have to tip the cap. What you cannot do is get overly concerned about him and let Le'Veon Moss beat you. Any good coach, good team, good players, you never want to let a team beat you with their strength, ideally. Now, sometimes if they're just too strong or too good at that portion of the game, that they're just able to overcome you, right? But the goal is to never let a guy beat you with his dominant hand. And without a doubt, A&M's dominant hand is that rushing attack led by Le'Veon Moss.
I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, he is going to be the player that you absolutely can't allow to beat you. He's a hell of a running back. He's mean, nasty, tough, all those things you love in a good SEC running back. And Baton Rouge, I mean, you know him. I mean,
Walker,
he's right. He's right down. He's right down the street, right? And so he's going to be motivated to play against LSU. It's the team he grew up watching. He is one of the better offensive players in the entire league, and so I'm curious how they're going to try to play A&M, just as far as how they align. How aggressive are they going to be? Last week, they tried to keep everything in front of them. That's what they wanted to be. And, it worked. I mean, they slow played it a little bit, but at the end, it worked. Are they going to be the more aggressive team? Are they going to play some run coverages?
I wonder, man. The biggest advantage for LSU here, A&M's pass defense has not been good. And that's with a good pass rush. So what happens when this elite LSU offensive line completely nullifies the rush? And those DBs just got to win. I think that's what I'm looking forward to. And obviously that's where Nuss playing mistake-free on the road, which is very tough to do. That'll be as important as anything here, because that's going to be A&M's greatest hope to stopping it, because they're not going to be able to consistently cover you. So if they can kill a couple of possessions with turnovers, that's their path. That's their avenue to stopping this offense. If they don't force any turnovers, let's hope A&M can keep up offensively, because I believe LSU is going to put up points.
You think LSU runs any more quarters? I mean, quarters is typically like a run-stopping cover. I just can't see them doing that. It's almost like it's not in Blake Baker's DNA.
I mean, they ran
They were cover 3, right? Cover 3 last week.
It was like 3, 2, and 1, almost at a third apiece, with maybe an emphasis on 3 last week. Is this a cover 1 game where you force A&M receivers and Wigman to be able to put it in the tight windows and beat you, and you prioritize run? I don't know. Well, I do know this. I trust Blake Baker.
I think they're going to play. It's going to look a lot like it did last week. I think cover 3 is going to be their lead coverage, and you'll see them with a very similar game plan that they had against Arkansas.
So Ole Miss was mainly cover 1, right? Wasn't it?
I believe so.
And then last week cover 3. So I mean, even there, that's just the sign of a good, high executing defense that is getting the game plan, understanding, be able to put it into action, that you could that you can put your thumb on the scale for wherever you think the greatest advantage is that week, and the guys can go out and execute it. All right, when we get back, Wilson Alexander, it's a couple weeks old, but I finally found it, or I finally just I don't know, it just popped up. Check it out. But Wilson Alexander telling the story of Witt and West Weeks, and there are a ton of wonderful anecdotes in here to make you fall in love with your favorite linebacker even more. So keep it locked right here on 104.5 ESPN.
Off the bench.
Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction for all your outdoor construction needs. It's PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com. Pinnacle Exterior Construction, if you want a pool, outdoor living area, outdoor kitchen, you want to put some turf in or something, you want to put in a putting green, any size, type of fence, anything. Pergolas, bulkheads, all of it. Pinnacle's the experts in. We build the spaces, you build the memories, and that's what this is about, making the home the place that you and your family and their friends all want to hang out. So you get to form those memories, man. And if you go to PECbuilt.com, you'll see the gallery. You see the level of artisanship. It's one of the many areas in which they separate. You're going to be blown away, and you're going to know they're the only answer for you. Pinnacle Exterior Construction.
Yeah, go to PECbuilt.com. Always remember it's residential and also commercial. So if you want to change your space at your business, you want to change it up with artificial turf, maybe you need a new fence, whatever it might be, they can do it. PECbuilt.com.
The only thing scary about the deals at Bayou Ford is if you miss out on them, like $15,000 off F-150. Bayou Ford has $15,000 off Ford F-150. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
This is why Clef, Refugee Camp, Criswell, Little Bass sitting up here on the bass. While I'm on this road, I got my girl L.
Welcome back to the 9th-ranked morning sports show in America. Off the bench.
Dane wants to know, T-Bob, are you going to Whiskey and Wine or doing the Taylor Swift concert? I'm not going to T-Swift on Saturday. I will be at Don Juan, losing my mind. Now we just need Taylor to dress up as a Yell leader. Also, Twitter, free T-Bot. I don't know what happened. Twitter apparently banned T-Bot. I know. Permaban.
Ooh.
Yeah, I hit it with like that. You can't even make new accounts and stuff. They're under appeal right now, but you know what it's like trying to get in touch with like one of these
What got
technological.
What got him?
I have no idea. I don't
think
know.
it was the pig.
I don't know. I don't
there's
think
some
no.
pig stuff.
I don't think it was the
Pig stuff.
pig. It might have been. I mean, it was going down like a Dorian Martell route from Game of Thrones, like a Red Viper. Maybe there was some, but I mean, what I don't understand is what does get you banned on Twitter, because there's the hardest of hardcore adult material, like all throughout that website, like overwhelmingly so. So I don't know.
Maybe it was like butthurt Ole Miss people reporting the account, or
Free
like
T-Bot.
Arkansas.
That could be potentially. Fawn says, ask the bench. Y'all see Texas A&M message boards using a Nuss video from 3 years ago talking about Kyle Field to Death Valley as fuel? This is their Super Bowl. Edmund Shooms ad says, imagine playing a game with first place in the conference on the line, the inside track to Atlanta, and a college football playoff berth, and you need Baltimore material. Wow. Yeah, I did see that. So I guess it was Nuss in the Manning Passing Academy a few years ago, and he's just talking about, it ain't even close. Look, he's like,
what's he supposed to say?
Yeah, exactly right. That's good. Like I said, bro. Nuss ain't scared. Like, Nuss ain't
I ain't worried about him being timid.
No, I am not worried about Nuss handling the stage. After Ole Miss, we know that dude's gonna sling it, for better or worse. So good. Get a little extra pumped up. Come after him a little harder, because he is that type of competitor where you're only going to juice him up more. You're only going to drive him to even greater heights. And he's continuing to get better and better and better, because, again, this is his first year starting. It's crazy. What else is crazy is the amount of information that K to Z window coverage can give you about, window coverage. Look, man, if you're in a starter home, congratulations. That's awesome. And you want to bring it to the next level, the team at K to Z, they can be your experts to do so. Or if it's your dream home, look, the bottom line is we can work with any price point to make your home better aesthetically, functionally, depending upon what your goals are. If you have like an outdoor kitchen, you want to get some drop-down exterior shading. Jake got that at his house. Fantastic. Take some glare off the TV. Maybe save some bills in terms of cooling the house off by keeping some of that sunlight out. Like, you don't even realize how deep the rabbit hole goes until you work with K to Z and they lay out what your options are, and then you really start to appreciate how much more comfortable you are going to make your home. So get that estimate today. Go to K to Z Window Coverings, KTOZBlinds.com. Who has more pressure on them, Texas A&M or LSU to win? I don't actually think there's a big difference. But I think if we had to answer this, it would be LSU, because Brian Kelly's in year 3 and Mike Elko's in year 1. And so Elko kind of is playing with, like, this is early for the Elko thing to maybe look this good. That said, they've suffered a lot of big game disappointment, A&M has, so, that comes with its own bag. But I'd probably say a little bit of LSU because of timeline.
I guess, yeah, if you're going down the road, that probably, because it does feel like a lot of the same things for both programs. And if you get to Brian Kelly, A&M being at home adds a little bit for them.
Absolutely.
As well.
Don't want to lose in front of the home crowd in a big game like this. That becomes
it does. And Mike Elko's been there before, but not as a head coach. And so
that's right.
It is a good point that you make about BK being in year 3. But I really think both of them.
Yeah, again, I think functionally it's not – I don't think there's like – this is not like one person playing with house money, the other person playing
I don't think anybody's
free.
playing with house money.
No.
So much being on the line for this game.
Right, it's make different grading. It says Elko's playing with house money right now. I don't think it's like that simply because the rewards, from a timeline standpoint, but the rewards are so great that you can't be playing with house money. Like, you cannot let this opportunity go by either team, because who knows the next time it will come about. You've got to down Georgia. You've got to down Alabama. You've got to down, I think Tennessee, who maybe you would say is up there among the favorites as well. Like, they're incredibly flawed, right? Like, both these teams feel like they have the potential to be as good as anybody in this conference. And this is the game where you have to go prove it. So Wilson Alexander, and this is something, man, I've been getting away from my, my reading of all my beat reporters and papers lately because I've become maybe a bit too involved in like watching like film and like just doing pure analysis, and it's kind of led me to forget what are my favorite parts about sports, which are like the actual stories, the characters, their origin stories, the mythology surrounding these players. And Wilson Alexander's actually from 2 weeks ago before the Arkansas game had an awesome little bio or just an awesome story on kind of the origin of West and Whit Weeks. And I'll read some excerpts throughout talking about it, because here's how, right after talking about it, they basically fought constantly growing up. Here's a direct quote from the article. During their childhood, West Weeks and Whit Weeks did not get along. Wrestling matches broke out on a regular basis. Video games turned into fights. Unloading the dishwasher was a race while their mom held her breath, hoping nothing broke. They were born 2 years apart, and in Whit's words, they, quote, hated each other. So they're two rambunctious boys, constantly fighting. So what do their parents do for Christmas? Maybe to make some of these fights a little more fun, train them up a little bit. They get them boxing gloves. They get each boy a pair of boxing gloves for Christmas to solve the arguments. So how I got on this story originally, my old man was telling me this, and he told me about the boxing gloves. And I was like, that sounds awesome. Gritty, everything. Here's the shocking part that he failed to mention, Jake, that Wilson writes about. They were 5 and 3 years old when they got the boxing gloves. This was not like 9 and 7, not 11 and 9. They were 5 and 3, and they were given boxing gloves, and they were told, hey, you're not allowed to hit below the waist. You're not allowed to bite, okay? And you're not supposed to use the gloves unsupervised. Obviously, that didn't happen. And then their dad, who used to play at Georgia from 91, 95, actually was a teammate with Kirby and Muschamp and everybody. Yeah. Their dad had his own pair of gloves, and he would fight them as well.
Naturally.
And he said at one point, I don't know how old he is, probably somewhere in that 5 to 9 range, West couldn't beat his dad. And he got so angry that he ran to his room and just started doing push-ups to get big and strong so he could beat his dad. Just like, just straight jailhouse mentality. Like, I just got to go start doing push-ups, dude. And so they're growing up. Obviously, like, you're starting to see why these guys are so tough, why they're so kind of thrown off and insane. Here's another excerpt from the article. The family lost track of the number of broken bones. There have been scratched corneas, damaged toenails, broken growth plates. They created what they called the Broken Bone Club. Knock on wood, I don't think my kids broke anything. I don't want them to ever. That sounds awful. I mean, I know it's going to happen eventually, but that sounds awful. And these dudes out here with the Broken Bone Club don't like that at all. And so here, so West.
You and Bo never had any of that?
I had like all my injuries mainly came through football. I told everybody for years that I broke my arm when I was little. And come to find out, it's one of those weird memory playing tricks on you things where my little brother had broken his arm. But I'd stolen the exact story in my head and I thought it was in my life. That happens. Malcolm Gladwell's a great book on memories and how they can actually betray you quite often. But
so me and my older brother are 2 years apart as well, and this sounds a lot like us.
There you go.
I mean, it was brawls all the time, and then he was 13, I was 11. It's like, hey, we should just be best friends.
Yeah, they did. So they actually said they didn't get really tight until playing high school football together, and then they played they started a year alongside each other, and that's when they became boys.
Yeah.
So then West goes to – actually, how about this? In high school, West actually played quarterback until Max Johnson beat him out. Funny little world.
Oh, wow.
So West goes to Virginia. Then Bronco Mendenhall leaves. Is fired. I don't know.
Well, he retired.
He retired.
And then
retired.
nice bag. But.
And then so West goes to transfer. And he actually wasn't even going to visit LSU. I think he was tired, he said. He was kind of had his sights set on South Carolina. And – Napoleon calls up his dad. Just like, come on, is there anything you do to convince him? So he finally convinces him. Wes goes down to LSU. He falls in love immediately. And at the end of the visit, he's sitting in a car with Polian, and he tells him, quote, because they offer him a scholarship, there's one thing, Wes said to Polian, you've got to offer my brother. Polian called Witt on the spot and offered him a scholarship. So if you're wondering how Witt got here, it's because Wes Weeks came and visited here, fell in love, and told Brian Polian, look, the only thing is, though, you got to offer little bro. He did it immediately in front of him, and now look at them kicking ass in the Purple Gold. By the way, I didn't realize this. We talked a lot about West and what's been going on this year, choosing a red shirt. He is, I'll read an excerpt from the article. Quote, still not fully healed. West may not play the rest of the season. It's an ankle sprain. The LSU coaches came to him during the open date, David said, that's the father, and discussed the possibility of redshirting in order for him to return in 2025. West has continued to practice, trying to stay ready in case the team needs him.
Yeah, I saw him warming up on the field at Arkansas.
Yeah, so this is not a guy maybe looking out for a lot like just me and I have no problem with that, to be clear. Like trying to maintain an additional year, especially now when you get paid and everything like that makes all sense in the world. But no, he got injured against Nichols, and it's I don't know if it's high ankle, but it's an ankle sprain. It's just been dragging out, and basically the coaches approached him with this redshirt idea to give him another year in the purple and gold. And he had a great quote at the end of it where he basically said, and I can't believe I didn't take this out, but he basically said, like, look, if this is the last year for me, I'm going to do whatever I need to do for the team. And if it's not, and and he's blessed and he gets another year, then that'll just be some unexpected good luck, and he'll be very excited to do that as well. So he is very much staying ready for the team should
and he could still play in a couple of games if
Yeah, I think because he only played in 2.
Yeah,
because it was Nichols when he got hurt.
I believe so. So, now I'm glad Wes Weeks is like, hey, offer my little brother.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. That's a hell of a story, man. It shows you how tough they are too.
But I know LSU's coaches loved him as well. I don't know if it was like after that process they started to watch the tape and dive into him. I told you.
Oh, yeah. You talking about Love and Witt?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. They probably already – I mean, they definitely already knew about him. Definitely already did. Definitely part of the reason why you're pursuing West. And then West just kind of opened the door for an excellent performative moment for Polian to be able to call on the spot and offer like that.
I mean, because I told you all the other day, and this, like they called me like, hey, Witt Weeks is coming on his official visit. We think he's a guy that's going to wear 18 one day, and we want you to sit down, tell him what it means, just go over the whole deal with him. And so I sat with him, and not his dad, not his brother. Like they were there. I met them, great people. But like they're like, hey, no, we want y'all to go hang out, talk about it, whatever. And then had dinner, and they wanted Witt Weeks on campus bad.
Yeah.
And so it is funny, like, Wes Weeks gets here, and if he goes to South Carolina, Witt Weeks doesn't end up here.
No, definitely not. They wanted to play together. That was one of they knew that after they played high school together.
Thankfully, Polian was able to talk him into coming on that visit to get him here. And then now you've got, two brothers. And Wes Weeks is a good player too. Now Witt Weeks is a superstar.
Yeah.
But now, it's crazy how close that probably was to not happening.
Yeah.
It makes me thinking, that I closed Witt Weeks. Not as maybe true.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, you did not close Witt Weeks, though. Before the official, did you ask him for 2 weeks' notice? You get ready, because you're gonna be talking in 2 weeks.
I knew what you meant.
All right, let's go to break. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench.
Go to Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com. Your steel experts. You need pearl and tube and roof and sheet metal, steel buildings, any steel accessories. It's all there in Gonzales, Louisiana. And look, because they're local, you can actually go check out the facilities. You can see the product, touch it, feel it before you buy it. The steel buildings are built like model homes that you can walk through. And it's crazy. When we started doing commercial community steel, they were still a relatively new company. Now they've blown up to where they can they can handle any size job, commercial, residential, it doesn't matter. Community Steel's got your back. The best prices, local, live sales team, the best product, Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com.
Yeah, go to the website today, and you can see what they can do for you. Also, just some different information on there, reviews, contact information, where they're located in Gonzales, Louisiana, all at communitysteelco.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you in a new 2024 Ram 1500 truck for only $32,898. $32,898 for a new Ram 1500 truck. All new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Join us at Pro Dreams in Mandeville for our special event, A Day of Champions. Meet LSU National Championship winning head coaches Jay Johnson, Skip Bertman, and Paul Maneri. Don't miss your chance to purchase authentic sports memorabilia, autographed by the champions themselves. It's the perfect opportunity to celebrate LSU baseball and take home a piece of history. Visit pro-dreams.com to get your tickets. See you there.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. A lot of people in the chat saying they didn't realize I made a joke. Well, you know, if you're not smart enough, that ain't my fault, dude. BMO says Penn, Burns, and Ryan playing their best ball as Tigers. Now long leagues change the look of this defense. Yeah, this defense has been pretty damn good this year, getting better and better. I want to get into the injury reports in a second. Actually, let me bring up this tweet from our guy, Lon, on LSUodyssey.com, because he's been tracking the difference between last year's defense and this year. And at first, remember we talked about it was basically exactly the same.
Yeah.
But the gap has continued to grow over time. Let me just find here. Lon tweets a lot. It's a lot of tweets. All right, here we go. So after 7 games in 2023, LSU had allowed 212 points. This year, 144. So almost about 50%, right? And again, all of this is in the context of a defense that has been getting better and better. So like even early on, this wasn't great, right? So 212 to 144. Last year at this point, they had 96 pressures. This year, 140 pressures. Last year, 37 tiffles. This year, 44 tiffles. That one a little closer. Last year, 28 pass breakups. This year, 34 pass breakups. Last year, 13 sacks. This year, 24 sacks. Nearly double the amount of sacks. Last year, 3 forced fumbles. This year, 12 forced fumbles. Last year, 1 fumble recovery. This year, 7 fumble recoveries. Last year, no picks. No picks. This year, 4 picks.
Picks?
Maybe Mizzou. I feel like, did Major Burns have one in Mizzou, but was that in the first 7 games? I don't know. He doesn't have picks listed here, so I'm assuming no picks, but it doesn't really matter, right? Maybe I fell on the dismount there, but you get the point. The defense objectively, through the numbers, Jake, significantly better through 7 games than last season.
I mean, no question about it. The sacks, if you think about it, you had 3 D linemen drafted.
I know. What would if you had
and you almost got double the sacks that you
Wingo
had.
and company, that'd be pretty freaky, man.
He had 1 interception last year.
Were
you asking for last year or this year?
Through 7 games? Yeah.
Oh, through 7? I don't know.
So Missouri was game 6.
Wait, you're telling me you had 1 interception on the year last year? No way.
Yeah.
No way.
That's what it says.
The Major Burns pick against Mizzou was the only pick? No, couldn't have been.
No, you actually had 2 interceptions in the Missouri game.
Okay.
Brady Cook threw 2, including the Major Burns.
But hold on, guys. We're getting hung up on the wrong thing here. That doesn't matter. Also, 12 forced fumbles, dude. That's crazy, too. I gotta see where that ranks actually real quick.
So I saw, Gordy does a little film breakdown on a couple of plays with BK every week, and I was watching, and they were breaking down Greg Penn and his fumble that he had against Arkansas, and it's just a relentless effort that you didn't see a year ago. And it's the same players, it's the same guys, but you had Gilbert did a great job of not trying to go for the boom shot, right? He was just like, hey, open field, I'm the safety. This guy's got a 3-way go. I'm going to get him on the ground, and did a nice job. But Greg Penn's coming from behind. Again, relentless effort, and he knocks the ball out. And then it's more relentless effort. You've got 6 LSU guys swarming to jump on the football because they're around the football.
Yeah.
That's what you didn't get from a year ago.
So right now, South Carolina, number 1 in the country with 15 forced fumbles,
South
over
Carolina
2 a game.
has to feel like, how are we not
undefeated?
Because
Because they ran into a borderline playoff team in LSU. And Ole Miss, I don't know what happened. They just crapped the bed. They're still flawed offensively.
The fake punt just from the rest of the game, that just screwed them up.
But the defense, we're getting more. We just get more and more information that South Carolina's defense is actually incredible. Which, again, if you think back to the second half where they could not stop LSU at all, that's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So South Carolina leads the country with 15 forced fumbles. LSU second in the country with 12 forced fumbles, 1.7 per game. So again, these are validating stats. There's more and more, and we'll get into stop rate later. I finally found this year's stop rate rankings, which is a very simple stat. When the opponent touches the ball, what percentage of the time do they score? What percentage of the time does the drive not end in a score? Remember, LSU was like 120-something at times last year. Teams basically had an over 60% chance to score. We'll look at those numbers and see how much things have changed. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour number 1 of Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to allstartoyota.batonrouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Go take advantage of the spooky good deals at All-Star. You can see them right there on the website. 24s, 25s. My God, the new Sienna. Shoo-wee. But it's also the new Tundra, Sequoia, whatever, They're all nice. This Saturday, if you're looking for something to do with the kiddos, do a little trunk or treat at All-Star Toyota. Go down Saturday night, go get some candy, enjoy the game. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Yeah, if you're headed to College Station, or if you're headed to, for whatever reason, Gainesville in a couple of weeks, you can rent a Toyota. So everything is available in that rental process. Everything they offer, new and leasing, you can rent as well. So if you've got a trip, you need something bigger, Sienna, Sequoia, Highlander, 4Runner, whatever, Tundra, Tacoma, they have got you covered. You want a hybrid, Everything available. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
The only thing scary about the deals at Bayou Ford is if you miss out on them, like $15,000 off F-150. Bayou Ford has $15,000 off Ford F-150. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the
So tight, so fly. You got me lifted, you got me lifted, you got me lifted, shifted higher than the ceiling. And ooh, it's the ultimate feeling. You got me lifted.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Okay, so last year in stop rate, and this is the final. Is this the final ranking? Actually, I'm gonna wait because this is not the final rankings, and I want to get. I want this to be a bit more accurate. So let's talk injury report. For LSU, some good news, as C.J. Daniels, Greg Penn, Caden Durham, Miles Frazier, all listed as probable. Is this the first time that we heard that Chris Hill had a stress fracture?
First time I've heard, because I always
It's been a bone bruise.
was assumed as a bone bruise.
Yeah, so stress fracture now makes all of his plight make a lot more sense. That's a tough thing to heal. Using it makes it worse. And I think it makes sense that they finally kind of put a name to it. Maybe they could sense some of the kind of bubbling question marks. But yeah, saying that he has a stress fracture, he is still listed as questionable. For A&M, there's really one name that matters here. Their starting left guard, Chase Pasantis, going to be out for this game. He's only given up 1 sack, 3 hurries on the season. That is the best on the team. And he will be replaced with a freshman in TJ Shanahan. So in a game in which running the ball is A&M's path to victory, Guards, in my opinion, are the most important position on the line when it comes to running the ball. You just now lost maybe your best lineman, but if not best, probably second best, and you're replacing him with a freshman. That's a bad beat for A&M ahead of this game.
Yeah, and we talked about it. I think it was on Monday.
Yeah.
The left side of their offensive line has played really well.
Mm-hmm.
It was the right side that kind of had some question marks. And so one of the members of the left side going out is a huge loss for them. And look, their left tackle hasn't given up a sack this year.
Yeah.
Their left guard had given up one.
Yeah, so I read that too, that he hadn't given up a sack, and then Basan just gave up one, and they said that led the team. So I don't know, but yeah, I also read he hasn't. I read the left tackle hasn't given up a sack, and then I was texting Cole about it, and Cole's like, he didn't think the left tackle was pretty good, but I was like, oh damn, I watched the Mizzou film, I thought he looked pretty awesome, and Cole's like, well, earlier in the year. So I think in my opinion, Jake, watching them, yes, I felt like the left side of the line was pretty damn good.
Yeah, and the right side had some question marks, and so when you see something like that, you wonder how LSU is going to attack it. And I was curious. I was like, okay, well, Swenson's going to line up on the right side of the offensive line, like surely, and Savion's going to go on the other side because Savion Jones, like his skill set, he's going to be a power guy anyways. And so you look at his matchup, and even though the guy hadn't given up a sack, like Savion still creates pressure through bull rush and other things. He might not get home as much.
Push him back.
He pushes the pile really well.
Cut off the escape angles.
Yeah, so can you take advantage, like you said, of a young player, not just in the pass game, but in the running game? Like, can you run stunt? Can you try to confuse him as much as possible? Like, that's what you have to do. You have to take advantage of somebody that in this moment, in this game, isn't going to be as seasoned.
By the way, guys, you heard what LANK stands for? Lost at Nashville and Knoxville. Gotta love it. Bama nerds. Hour 2 of OTB coming up next.
Off the bench.
Oh, man. I left my shirt. I'll wear it Friday. Goodwood gave me a shirt that just says Got Wood. I love the marketing team at Goodwood. I love the limp billboard. I love the Got Wood shirt. I love the fact that it's named Goodwood, men's sexual wellness, because the thing is, like, this is not something that you need to be ashamed about. This is empowering, okay? Empowering men's health in Baton Rouge. Be your best self. What happens to your body naturally is what it is. You can't control that. What you can control is what you do about it. Right? So, maybe that's, you're like, look, I'm suffering from ED. Can you help me? Yes. Maybe that's getting a consultation. I've seen if you have low T, whatever. Like, the bottom line, you're going to achieve your peak performance with Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you in a new 2024 Ram 1500 truck for only $32,898. $32,898 for a new Ram 1500 truck. All new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Thursday, October 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 88 in hour 2 of today's show. We'll recap the New Orleans Pelicans win over the Chicago Bulls, and we'll talk some New Orleans Saints as well. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Welcome into Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota.
Come in, if you dare.
We're bringing you the spookiest sports talk in town. With Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Aren't you scared?
Live from the haunted Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
What up, y'all? Welcome into hour number 2 of OTB. I found the stop rate rankings I was looking for, so we'll get into that in a bit. Talk plenty of college football this hour, and then, of course, still got our guy, Chef Michael Johnson and Munchies and everything coming up, which shout out to Chef Johnson's friend, Cullen, who sent me a bunch of sausage from realcajunmarket.com. That rosemary garlic sausage, pretty dang good. And then I did something that I never really thought about. I don't know why, Taylor, because actually you gave me the idea, so credit to you, which is just for dinner last night. You know, I cooked the family like salmon and some other stuff, but then I made myself just a big fat po' boy. You know, went and got some good bread from the grocery store. So, you know, just dressed that thing up and like it's really dumb. I've never made a po' boy at home. Don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, I just never thought about it.
So that sausage I gave you, that's like the only thing I do with it.
Yeah. Then we'll, plenty of things. Huh? It's probably pretty good. Probably tastes pretty good. Yeah. It tastes great. Anyway, shout out Chef Colin. That was very kind of you to send me that sausage. Brat fall is full steam ahead. I've got another fresh pack defrosting right now because I'm trying to eat sausage 7 days a week during Brat fall. None of y'all can tell me how to live my life.
I don't know that anybody's trying.
I'm hoping somebody can tell me how to watch the Pelicans. I got to be honest, guys. I still don't know. I tried yesterday, Googling around. It's supposed to be on WAFB. I have Hulu Live. I went to WAFB. Now, granted, it was near the end of the game when I finally, because whatever. I don't know. I gotta figure it out. We'll get there eventually. Was anybody able to find the game last night to watch it?
I was at the ball field all night. I watched the YouTube recap.
All right, so let's go ahead then. I want to talk about the game real quick. Let's go ahead and get this hour started.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
That's right, Tiger Labor and Staffing. Your local experts with the shortest waiting period in the industry. Tiger Labor makes it easy to transfer top talent onto your payroll quickly. Tiger Labor personally vets your workforce of all your staffing needs, whether short or long term. And they're not just forwarding resumes to you, but interviewing and dispatching in person every morning at 5 a.m. So before the game, it's announced that Zion Williamson will not play due to an illness, which is, it's really tough for not to feel some type of way about that. I felt like that scene in Bad Santa where they're playing checkers and Thurman Merman's kind of like, he's thinking about a movie, pulls back, thinking about a movie, pulls back, thinking about, and then he just like jumps 3 pieces and he says, "King me." And Billy Bob smacks the board and says, "Are you effing with me, kid?" Because like that's how I felt when I heard that news. Like, illness, I get it. It's a long season, all this stuff, but like in the context of what you mean to this team, what your injury history has been, you got a home game to start the season, then you go on the road for 4 in a row, and illness? You can't even get an appearance? I don't know, man. It put me in a bad mood at the onset. But it looks like it didn't put the team in a bad mood. They came out and handled business, Jake. Yeah. What do you think then? We'll figure out how to watch these games. But what do you think in terms of what you saw out of the YouTube recap?
And unfortunately, Murray, after having a really good game, he might have a fractured left hand. So, of course.
Wait. I thought I heard that Ingram got hurt.
No, it was Murray.
DeJounte Murray got hurt.
Yeah.
First game.
Yeah.
He was on the injury report going into that game. He was the game time decision.
No, I know, but
he fell.
But it wasn't for anything serious.
He had a contested shot, fell, looked like he tried to brace himself with his left hand, and early reports are that they believe he's got a fractured left hand. Sorry, I thought you saw that.
Ingram actually went off.
Went off. That was kind of the key. Like, he scored 33 points. CJ played great. Herb didn't have a great shooting night, and again, they're trying to play him, a little bit. Minus a little bit, just out of position. Like, he played the 5 a little bit last night. But Jordan Hawkins certainly has a green light. Like, when he came in, it was whenever, wherever.
3 of 6 from 3. So, Jordan Hawkins, that has to be your role. If we're going to go small, that has to be your role.
He played 28 minutes.
Yeah, 7 boards for Hawkins last night as well. The Pelicans have so much potential if they can just freaking stay on the court. A broken hand for the main offseason move, the first game of the season?
And they were up. It was right at the end of the game, too.
God, what did we do? We haven't even been good. It's not like 2019 LSU where I can understand your punishments. We flew too close to the sun. We thought we were too great. Joe smoking the cigar in full uniform. That was our Tower of Babel. I get that. Pride, hubris. Why do you continue to just crap on the Pelicans? They haven't done anything. We've barely even won a playoff game. Wasn't last year the first time we've had back-to-back winning seasons in over a decade? And you break DeJounte Murray's hand the first game? What the hell, dude?
He was playing well. Now, but I think the story last night was CJ and BI. After all offseason, not really knowing what you were going to do, your starting lineup, you felt like you had too many players that were similar. Well, you keep them all, and they're probably smart because T-Bob, as you mentioned, they can't stay on the court.
No, exactly. So now you see the value of keeping a BI, right? Because Zion's out because he has a cold, and DeJounte Murray breaks his hand. Thank you, Brandon Ingram, though. Now I feel bad, right? Because also I've kind of awkwardly said that we don't we should get rid of him. Kind of just, not because you dislike him, because of the context of the team. And now, of course, the guy that you said all offseason, why is he still here? He's like your savior. Thank you, B.I. I apologize. Maybe I'll wear my Ingram jersey tomorrow or Monday or something.
But, wasn't he, not that bad last season until like the end of the seasons when he started to fall off a little
That,
bit.
see, so that's the problem with Ingram. Maybe outside of that All-Star year, is it's just been very streaky.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
I like BI.
Well, remember he got hurt.
Everyone, no, to be clear, everyone likes BI.
I'm not a Pels person, but I wouldn't like.
No one.
I didn't want him traded.
No one dislikes BI. The only reason I wanted him traded was purely contextual reasons.
Yeah.
It was kind of the fit with the team a bit. It was the contract coming up. Are you going to re-sign him? It was trying to get value back at a bigger position of need. Like, all BI does is work his ass off. And he's wanted to be in New Orleans. And that's why I felt bad, because he wants to be here. And this is a franchise that has not had many players that wants to be there. And, like, he's a basketball nut. All he does is practice and work on his game. There is not a single mark against BI's character. The only frustration, maybe sometimes he could tough out injuries a bit more, like some small things have lingered. But still, again, work ethic, putting it on the team, wanting to be here, all that, BI's been awesome.
Yeah.
It's just, I thought to take the next step, then maybe the fit wasn't the best. But
I like the fit.
look at me. I mean, we'll see. But you got to see Zion and BI on the court at the same time, because they're both ball dominant. Does it work? Right? Does it work? At times you thought maybe it could, and then a lot of times it feels like no. But
it was the makeup of the team too, right? Because Brandon Ingram's great on the wing, but Trey Murphy's a great wing shooter.
Yeah.
Herb Jones has been great on the wing. Your two biggest needs were point guard and center. You went and got DeJounte Murray. You needed a center. And to your point, trading BI, he had the most trade assets you could probably get in return, because CJ's, he's getting up there in age at this point. Ingram was probably your best option to get that big man. But, I mean, look, if it works, it works. And speaking of big men, T-Bob, Yves Missi last night.
He played 23 minutes?
23 minutes, 12
points, 7 boards?
If you can get that from him
3
every
blocks?
night.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yves Missi had 12 points, 7 boards, 3 blocks, an assist, and a steal?
Yep. And
only
2 for 2
one
from the line.
turnover? Bro, I don't think anybody had any expectations for me. I know I didn't for this entire year.
That's what I'm saying. If you get that from Missi every night, you're kind of okay there.
Yeah. No, that could be huge. You can maybe get away with playing small if you do have a legitimate. So he played more minutes than Tice did.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, Tice started, but I don't want to say it was a token start because he almost played 20 minutes, but saw Herb at the 5 a little bit as well.
Who's Javonte Green?
He's been in the league forever.
Yeah, I played 15 minutes last night. Either way, good win for the Pellies. What do we got coming up next for the Pelicans? Hitting the road at Raptors, at Hornets, at Memphis. So 3 road games in a row. Wait, no. Is that right? Yeah. Is that right? Am I crazy? No. Am I right?
You're on the road.
No. My bad. At Portland, at Golden State, at Golden State. Good need to.
Remember we talked about it. You had the double dip in all road shows because of T Swift coming to town.
Oh, wow. God, man. She really does move heaven and earth. Alondra, are you sad that you can't go to T Swift?
I've already seen her, so I'm not that upset about it, but I would have liked to go, yeah. But Taylor, I'm not going to pay $2,000 for a nosebleed seat.
No, man, me and my wife were talking about that last night. Like, what if her daughter was like 13 years old and all of her friends were going like, I guess you just got to find a way.
Yeah.
It's got to take on some debt.
I have heard some stories already of like, hey, this is, this is your big thing for the year. You're putting all these things together.
Yes.
And this is what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, 1,000%, dude. That's, you never want your kid to be like left out, but like that's a lot of money to have to come up with.
Eating Navy beans for dinner for 3 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I saw her like in Vegas, which is probably like the best place to go see somebody, but I do kind of wish I remembered the end of the show a little more. I started to get a little too drunk.
So you were that. So you were the person at the big football game that I judge.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, look, like have a good time pregame.
Yeah.
But also know that I got to stop now because I got to sober up and watch this game that I paid $400 a ticket for.
Let it fly, dude.
I mean, I remember like the beginning of it, the middle. It was literally like the end. Like the end is what I don't remember.
Your friends are telling you let's go, and you're like, wait a minute.
I'm like, wait, it's over.
Just got here.
Yeah. I don't remember getting back to the hotel. I don't. Yeah.
When I went to the end was my favorite part.
What's that?
So when I went to the end,
Well, how sad are you, Tay-Tay? How sad are you that you're not going to Taylor?
Not in the slightest.
What do you
good.
mean?
I'm actually like happy I don't have to go because think about this, okay? Think about traffic on a normal Saints game. Now, add even more people for 3 days in a row, all the people flying in on the airports. No, I'm good.
That's true.
I'm good.
That's true. You know what I may do for the Pels if I can't figure it out on Hulu? Everybody's saying, a few people hit me up on Twitter just talking about getting one of them antennas.
Yeah, old school digital antennas.
Yeah, and they're cheap, like $20 or something.
Some teams that have kind of gone to the model that the Pelicans are in right now will actually, if you reach out to them, send you one for free. I don't know if the Pelicans are a part of that.
Pelicans, send me some rabbit ears, baby. See if you got some rabbit ears. Send me some rabbit ears.
Y'all remember? Like, did y'all have to use rabbit ears?
Yeah.
I never
did. We were
did.
poor. We didn't have cable, so we used antennas.
Maybe there was one TV when I was real little that used to, but no, I didn't really. I didn't really remember it too much.
Yeah, we used to get like the CW, the local channels, and that's pretty much it.
What was the CW
PBS.
before?
WB, right? Dancing Frog?
WB and UPN combined, right, to make CW?
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, but you're right. WB, yeah.
All right. When we get back here on OTB, got some college football news to get to. Taylor put an article in here about the Saints making a trade deadline move. Sure. What, Tay-Tay? What? Say something.
Say something.
Say something. Don't just hand wave.
Yeah,
What?
say something, bro.
Say it with your chest. Get it off your chest.
Come on,
tell
man.
me. What do you want to
can't
tell me?
hand wave somebody.
What do you want to tell me?
Speak up.
Guys, we have to talk about the Saints
Okay.
at some point. Like we have to.
Why?
I get it.
I agree. For YouTube.
We can. You know why? Because we're playing the Bolts.
There you go. Wow.
It's the only time that you'll hear me say that. So
More like LeBron Jake, you know?
why is that? I feel like he's more of a Ram.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, LeBron's all about LeBron. Jake's like, we're only talking about the Saints. If it is
Oh, I thought because it was L.A.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, no. LeBron's definitely not a Chargers fan.
No.
No.
No
shot.
No chance.
No shot. Even though I am suspending my cynicism for a bit, I liked the LeBron and Bronny playing together. I thought that was really cool. And you can complain, moan, not nerd. Like, I don't care about any of that stuff, really. I thought it's pretty insane to see on an NBA court a father and son together.
Yeah, whatever.
Not as cool as the Griffeys.
No,
but still
because
cool.
that was like actual.
Well, they went back-to-back home runs.
Yeah, and they both like.
But also crazier in basketball because baseball you can
good
play
enough
forever.
to be there. I did see one that was like 15 years from now, 17 years from now, when Cam Rising's in his last year at Utah and his son's backing him up at quarterback. And I was like, oh, that's good. That's good.
All right, when we get back, college football, keep it locked here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota is your one-stop car shop for all your vehicular needs. Let's say you're in the market for a brand new car. Well, we have great deals right now on the 24s and 25s. You can actually check out a lot of the deals online. You can also custom order a vehicle right there online if you want to with All-Star Toyota Express. But maybe you're just looking to rent for a trip, or if you need a body shop or a service center, all makes and models are welcome. You go in, and like I just had a multi-day fix, right? And so what I do, I pop over, Miss Lisa Sessions, right in the rental office, bada bing, bada boom. I get a C-Gem turquoise Camry. They fix the car, and now I'm good to go. It's the best. Also, Toyota Baton Rouge.
You miss it, don't you?
The C-Gem Camry, yeah. I mean, I at least Camry for 3 years. Good car.
Well, you know, if you ever miss it, you can go rent one. Per day rental prices, All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 75.
Like watching on my computer. I don't want to cast. I cast to my TV, but that's always annoying. It like drops for a second, then you got to fix it. No, like
I think I pay to watch fights.
Just want to turn on TV. No, I feel you. I got no problem with crack streams or anything like that. Who was it the other day? Some professional athlete was tweeting out an NFL highlighter they put on social media, and in the screenshot you could see that they were watching on methstreams.com, which was very funny because this is like pro athlete who could just pay for whatever. But old habits.
Hey, you don't make that money giving it away, Bo.
True. Very true. Very true. And who am I? All right, so stop rate. How do we feel about it? What do you know about it?
I was about to say, remind our listeners what stop rate is.
It's not hard. It's not fancy. I don't know why there seems to be a level of judgment for this statistic where people feel like I'm trying to hit you with some analytics. I'm really not. Okay, Jake, I'm not.
I know.
Do you know? Because I feel like you sometimes get a little pushback on stop rate. But it's not fancy.
I didn't say a word about stop rate.
I don't know. I feel like in the past you've given a little stop rate pushback.
No, all your other analytics I do because
that's fine. That's what I'm saying.
I ain't never met analytics in my life.
If you hate S&P Plus, I get it. If you hate FPI, I get it.
We could have a whole segment, and I love the people that actually do it. But I could have a full segment on my thoughts on those. But
exactly. But stop rate is not that. All stop rate is, when a team touches the ball, what is the percentage of those drives in which it ends in a score, or the percentage in which it doesn't? Doesn't matter how it doesn't. turnover and downs, pick, punt, whatever. Last season, at the end of the year, and remember, this is with LSU getting better, Jake, because at certain points in the year, they ranked in the 120s and were under 50%, where teams were actually scoring more often than not when they would touch the ball. LSU finished 102nd in the entire country in stop rate last season. They only had a stop rate at the end of the year of 56%. So basically, it was a coin flip when a guy touched the ball as to whether or not they would score. They averaged giving up 2.7 points per drive, which actually would rank them a bit lower if you were to do it by points per drive.
Yeah.
Now, this year, Max Olson on ESPN just releasing his stop rank rankings. Oh, no, I accidentally closed the window. Give me a second. Ooh, bad. Not gonna find it. Taylor, take something.
What do you want to hear about?
Okay.
That's
the window closed. The window closed.
Window closed.
Right now, so 102nd last year. This year, 59th in the country, 64% stop rate, 1.7 points per drive. So again, we went through your traditional statistics and how LSU's basically doubly better than last season. And even here, top 60 in stop rate compared to last year, spending all your time in the hundreds, even the 120s at times. And this is with an LSU defense that is improving right now. So this stop rate, we'll continue to monitor it throughout the season. I expect it to be even higher by year's end. But just another piece of evidence about what Blake Baker and this staff, top to bottom, has done in getting this defense locked in.
Stop rate's stupid. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, every metric that you could use, every analytic, but also the eyeball test. You can turn on the tape and you can tell all those things as well. The plan's so much better. The execution is so much better. The belief is so much better. This defense believes that they can go make the stop. They believe that they can go make the play. Where last year, I can't imagine being in those meeting rooms and what the feeling was. And also on the other side of it, offensively, I can't imagine. Hey guys, if we get 12 drives, we got to score on 10 of them. If they didn't score on 10 of the 12, you're like, well, we're not going to win, so we got to go basically be perfect.
One of the most amazing things Jaden Daniels did was handle that without it forcing him to make him press into mistakes.
I think it was his biggest strength last year.
Yeah, I would agree.
The fact that he could go out there and know he had to almost be perfect, know he had to go make a play, he had to facilitate it either to, Brian Thomas or Malik or Mason or whoever, and also make it with his legs and never force the issue.
So other teams, to give you some context here, number one in the country this year, Texas. They have an 82% stop rate. Pretty damn good. Ohio State also at 82%. Tennessee right there at 81%. Those are your top three. But how about this? And this is a credit, again, to LSU's offense. Ole Miss, 8th in the country with a 75% stop rate. South Carolina, 17th in the country with a 72% stop rate. And those are two defenses that could not stop you by the end of the game. For what it's worth, Texas A&M coming in 36th in the country with a 67% stop rate. So they've already done it against a couple of better defenses. Can you do it again this Saturday?
Who would you say the best offense that Texas A&M has played? Who would you give that to?
I mean, they have not played a good
offense.
I
know. That's kind of
Notre Dame's awful.
Florida's
Mizzou's
certainly
awful. Probably Florida, actually.
And at that time, they were still Mertz, Lagway. They didn't have a plan. Their plan got better with that before Mertz got hurt.
Mertz actually has the best conference-only stats in the entire SEC.
He's playing well.
Yeah, he has 6 touchdowns, I think 1 pick. He has 10 yards per attempt. It was actually kind of crazy for all the crapping on Graham Mertz that I've done. But yeah, probably Florida's the best offense they faced, and that's a very flawed offense.
Because Missouri should be better, but Missouri has no plan right now.
And
you saw the news. That you and I talking about on Monday, where they just were snapping the ball and Brady Cook's playground swivel head. Let me find the open guy.
It's so discombobulated. And guess what? The news coming down today, Noel out for Mizzou on Saturday, and Brady Cook, highly doubtful for Mizzou. So Alabama, you got to get right game here. Like, you're lucky. Things are breaking in your favor. You must take advantage and look to get some confidence.
Yeah, so that'll put Drew Pine, Notre Dame, Arizona State. He came in the game, played awful in the game against Auburn.
Yeah, it was so bad, dude.
He'll be starting. Yeah, you have another.
And I mean, you're losing Noel.
It sucks. But still. Yeah, he's your best back. At least you have a capable backup. Drew Pine's just right now, he's not ready to go play against an Alabama and be successful. He was bad against Auburn at home.
Yeah.
How are you going to be on the road,
It's an awful spot for Mizzou. It's a truly, truly awful spot. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Well, no, I do know. No, they're not winning.
I would have like so many smoke, nows, jailbreaks, tunnels for all those receivers. Man, you're going to need all that kind of stuff. Bubbles, double moves, bubble go. I mean, you're going to need all those.
I mean, Mizzou just has to say F it.
That's what I'm saying. You just
on defense, just blitz the hell out of Jalen Milroe. Like, I don't know. It's not a good. It's just not a good matchup for Mizzou this weekend.
No. Not with what they – I mean, it was going to be a difficult game on the road already, but with who they have missing and the things that they want to do offensively, it's way more of Cook's style of being a dual-threat guy. I don't know how they're going to create enough offense to go out there and win.
Taylor, you saw your guy Grayson McCall retiring from football.
He made him a call.
Sad,
to
man.
hang it up.
He did.
Yeah, made them a call to hang it up. Proud of you.
No, I mean, you remember that injury he had, what was it, like week 2 or 3 where, I mean, his helmet came off and kind of went up in the air, came back and landed on him. He actually was carted off the field. He had a couple of injuries at Coastal Carolina as well, all like the head injury variety, and he just decided to hang it up.
Yeah, basically talked to brain doctors, talked to other people, and that's that. He said, quote, "As I feel like my whole world is being taken from me, I feel some sense of contentment. Every time my feet hit the grass, I left every single ounce of myself on that field. I always played my hardest and to the best of my ability because I never knew what play would be my last. I have no regrets throughout my career, and that is something I can be proud of." Shout out to you, Grace McCall. That is what any man and woman would seek to feel when their time in their respective profession or whatever is done is the piece to which you know that you did everything you could. It's something that I don't know that I have with my own football career, I feel like, no, and if I'm being completely honest, when it comes to making the NFL, there's probably some things that I could have done a bit better, try to maximize the chances. So shout out to Grayson McCall for being able to look himself in the mirror and say that. Also, he was forget about NC State. His time at Coastal Carolina was awesome.
Yeah.
They're winning a ton of games. He was putting up insane stats. They were doing all those badass locker room celebrations with all the wrestling stuff.
They reinvented the triple option.
Yeah. Yeah.
Into a triple option with the third option being a pass.
Yeah.
And truly almost every play. They took a little bit of the old school service academy triple option and made it their own. And they were beating everybody.
How about, did you see, speaking of Jamie Chadwell, did you see them lose this weekend?
Yes.
So they
yesterday.
Yesterday, I mean. Oh, that was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Oh, I thought it was last week. So they had the longest win streak in FBS, 17 games. And who'd they play, Jake?
Kennesaw State, who was winless.
Yes, and they lost to 0-5 Kennesaw State. I want to say it's only the 5th or 3rd time it's ever happened in the AP era where you have an undefeated team that's over 5-0 lose to a team that's at least 0-5. It's Kennesaw State's first Division I win since they beat FBS. Oh, crap.
It's their first one since they moved up.
Insanity, dude.
And Liberty's schedule.
How does that happen?
I don't know. Liberty's schedule was so weak. They were
but
never going
Liberty's
to make
out
a playoff or anything. But they're.
I mean, they were probably never going to get in, but they got in last
They were never
year.
going to get in because their schedule had no pulse to it. But still shocking. Kennesaw, right? I mean, that's not too far from where you grew up. I'll tell you that because you probably don't know that.
Yeah, I just remember that's where everybody went to get into Georgia. That was the BRCC.
The feeder school?
Yeah. Yeah, that was like the BRCC for sure. Sorry, Chadwell.
No,
All right.
Their schedule was weak.
When we get back, let's do it, guys. Saints, Bolts, here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888. I hope we get a third Guillermo del Toro Hellboy film, chat. That'd be great. I hope you get Gordon when you get in an accident. And you need somebody who's going to fight for you and stand up to the big insurance companies to get you what you deserve. That's Gordon McKernan, Injury Attorneys. Shout out Garrett Nussmeier, who I'm looking at a list on ESPN right now, ranked as the CBS Sports college football, putting Garrett as the third best quarterback in the entire country right now, only behind Cam Ward and Dylan Gabriel. That man's on the G team. You should be too. You need somebody who's going to fight for you. Get Gordon, get it done today. Gordon McKernan, Injury Attorneys.
Yeah, when you go to the website, it truly is like a one-stop shop of everything that you need. It's going to show you past client results, cases they can handle for you in the courtroom. You can get a question answered right there. A little chat window is going to pull up. Also, if you want to pick up the phone in Louisiana, it's your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon. Get it done.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded. Because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart...
Person that will always have your heart. You never see it coming 'cause you're blinded from the start. Know that you're that one for me. It's clear for everyone to see.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
You gotta rock and wait in this one. Come on.
Y'all know about y'all, but I know about us. And
it's the only way we know how to rock.
Y'all know about y'all, but I know about us. And
it's the only way we know how to rock. Do you remember, girl? I was the one who...
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Hope everybody having a great morning. Let's talk a little Saints Bolts as Jake. Watch out now, bruh. There is, quote, hope and optimism that Taysom Hill, Chris Olave, Cesar Ruiz, Lucas Patrick, and Pete Werner are all coming back for the New Orleans Saints this weekend. We up, boys. Saints are back. Kubiak, back. I don't think the Bolts are ready. I don't think you're ready, bruh.
For what?
That's good. That's a good question. I guess I hadn't considered that. What are you not ready for? Taysom? If you had to say one thing that the New Orleans Saints could present to another team and that they would not be ready for, what would be the one element that these Saints would still be possible to do?
Typically Taysom Hill, right? But even if he comes back, he's kind of the only weapon. So, like, you are ready for it.
No,
now,
come
so
on.
I don't.
Yeah, come on.
I don't.
And Olave back, maybe.
You know, the Chargers have the
Throw him
number
the
one
ball.
scoring defense in the NFL.
Good. What that means is the offense doesn't have to score that many points because they're not going to anyway, right? So the bar's already lowered. So see, how about that logic, Jake? Flip that upside down. So so how many points do they give up per game?
They give up 13.8.
So all we need to do is hit 14 and we rolling.
The Saints give up 25.7.
Yeah. But that's
which
on
is
the East Coast.
27th in the NFL.
But that's on the East Coast mainly.
Oh, that's yeah, sure.
So when you go out west, things tend to change. You're playing a little early. Older people tend to be more of morning people.
Mm-hmm.
So what time's this game? 1 or 4?
I'm sure it'll be the 4.
I'd
be shocked if it wasn't.
Damn. I wish it was at noon. How many West Coast games end up getting? Did any ever get played at noon? No?
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay. Well, never mind then. I was going to say that maybe Mario Davis and Cam Jordan would be locked in because it's a little bit earlier in the morning people and whatnot. But no, I guess not. The point is, there is no point. The point is the Chargers are actually probably going to kick their ass because you're on the road. The offense sucks, and you cannot stop the run. And if there's one thing that the Los Angeles Chargers want to do, it's to run the ball.
Even with Justin Herbert, and also everybody in the receiver room for the Chargers is banged up. I mean, they've got it held together with duct tape and super glue, but still, even if they had all their guys, they want to run the football. It's who they are.
Nick has a pretty interesting point about how he views the Saints kind of rest of the season, where now that they maybe are getting a bit more healthy, they have to prove injuries to be a valid reason instead of an excuse for why everything has gone so awry. I think that's a level of nuance that people aren't going to actually engage with. I just find it to be a bit interesting. Like, I don't know that there's anything this Saints team could do, unless, go on like a legendary type run, which nobody believes that's going to happen. I don't know that there's anything that they could do that would make me believe in anything going forward, given the last 3 years of a sample size that we have at this point. But I mean, at this point, what are you watching the Saints game? Like, what are your goals in watching it? You're watching because you like football, right? It's your favorite team. You want to see that do. But I literally, it's kind of crazy because in the NFL, you should feel pretty good about every game. You should always have a chance. I just hate how this matches up in terms of strengths and weaknesses. And so I guess when I'm looking for more, I'm not even looking for expecting a win. I guess I'm looking for, okay, if you're a bit more healthy now, can Clint Kubiak start to kind of dial things up again? Can you bring back some offensive success and excitement? Can Now's, because I could excuse Spencer Rattler. I'm grading on a major curve here recently because he's playing an offense that's been decimated. But if he has Olave and Hill and now Kamara and Lucas Patrick and Cesar Ruiz back, still no Eric McCoy, which
certainly
is the main
helps,
piece.
though.
Yeah, I mean that helps. I'm gonna give him a little less of a curve this game. I need to see him play a little better. So I'm that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm watching this game not even with wins and losses in mind, which is a sad place to be. I'm watching this game just to see can it be a bit more positive.
Yeah, so I will say this about this matchup. Okay, so the Chargers are very stingy obviously leading the NFL in points given up, but also they don't score a lot. I mean, they're only scoring 17 per game. So it's not going to take 35 points to win the game.
14, baby. That's all we need.
You have to come up with a game plan to take care of the football, take your chances when they're there, but not try to do too much, even if you have your guys back. Because the one strength of the Chargers is they are going to play great, solid, sound defense. But if you can just nickel and dime them a little bit and score 14, you got – because the Cardinals, what did they score, 15? And they beat the Chargers, was it 15-14, I believe?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
They don't take a lot. They're just very stingy. So you can't try to do too much offensively. Be patient. Don't get overzealous because you got your weapons back. And just know if you score 17, you've got a great chance of winning the game.
Dude, how good is Jesse Minter?
Really good.
I mean.
Because he hasn't had Bosa. Shocker. My God. Like, hey, bud. Like,
so
put down the weights.
You're out on Bosa.
Put down the weights or something. Like,
yeah.
He's like one of those guys that's like too in shape.
At least he's not missing for illness,
That's true.
It could be worse.
That's true. But, I mean, he has a strain every other game.
Yeah.
I
mean, Minter, though, clearly an NFL coach coaching college last year.
Yes.
And, well, the results speak for themselves. Because now to go to, I mean, where did the Chargers rank last year defensively?
Not there.
Really?
No.
It was bad?
Let me see.
And now they're number 1 in the league. Damn. Harbaugh is elite at getting his culture to be infused into places. So, what do you think, guys, in the Body Ford YouTube chat?
So,
what are you watching this Saints game for Sunday? Let me know.
Last year, the Chargers were 24th, giving up 23.4 points per game.
Shout out Minter. Shout out Harbaugh. That's crazy. But not this week. Shout out Saints. Get that dub. Yes, Taylor, you want to say something before we go?
The defense. That's what I'm watching. I mean, I get it. Like, you want to see the offense
I've given up
improve.
on the defense, unfortunately.
I get that. If you can have a get-right game, this might be the offense to do that.
Sure.
I mean, they're averaging 17.7 points a game for the season. There's only 5 teams behind you. It's the Panthers, the Browns, Patriots, the Giants, and the Dolphins without Tua.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then I get it. You can say, okay, well, the Saints are scoring more points per game, but it was so many in week 1 and 2. That's kind of an outlier.
Yeah.
If you look at the last 3 weeks, points per game, the Saints' offense has still been better.
Oh, wow.
The Saints' offense, 16.7 in the last 3 games. The Chargers, 16 straight up. So
there we go.
This offense is struggling. So I get it. The defense has been really bad. Can you get a little bit healthier? Can you show some sign of life? Maybe Rattler can find a rhythm on the opposite side.
Here's to hoping, I guess. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench.
Go to oakparkevents.com, oakparkevents.com. Of course, over there at Oak Park, we've got a couple of beautiful venues for you to check out in the Oak Lodge and then Park 73. Within each venue, too, a ton of different meeting rooms, conference rooms, like how you customize it however you want. If you're having a wedding, congratulations, fellas. You want to get some early brownie points? Go ahead, oakparkevents.com. Book a free consultation today. Tell the wifey, hey, I got a couple of great venues for us to check out. Look, you give a damn. You're locked in. That's good on you. Okay, that's going to pay dividends going forward in the marriage. And then also, look, at Oak Park, we've done thousands of weddings through the years, so we can customize. It's turnkey, right? Everything from the music to the settings, decorate, all of it. And then holiday Christmas parties, guys. Okay, we got a couple of premier dates left at Park 73. Check it out today. Gorgeous trees, festive decor, fireplace for s'mores, oakparkevents.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
Yes. It's me again. And I'm back.
Welcome back to the 9th-ranked morning sports show in America. Off the bench.
Oh, feeling good. Shut up. Oh, feeling very sore. Very sore. But the cake is looking baked. You know. Bake me up, baby. Hey, here's some more college football news. Curtis Rourke, Indiana quarterback, leader of the best offense in the entire country right now. He had thumb surgery. Remember, they said he was going to be out indefinitely. Jake, you'll be pleased to hear there is optimism he could return from Michigan State November 2nd. So he is out this weekend. Indiana plays host to Washington. I believe in Kurt Cignetti. Last week, it's not Tavon Austin. What's the backup's name? It's something like that.
Tavon Austin got another year.
Great player. Great player. But the best highlight tape will always be Devin Noel. What was his name? From West Virginia?
Noel Devine.
Noel Devine, thank you. Not Devin Noel. I flipped him. Noel Devine, still my favorite highlight tape, even though Tavon's rolls too.
The greatest highlight tape that's out there, there's 2 that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian Peterson coming out of high school.
Okay. I've never seen Adrian Peterson in high school.
And then Sean Jordan.
Really?
He was playing
in high school?
He was playing again in El Paso. These little kids didn't get out of the way of Sean Jordan, and he was just trucking.
There was something though, if you're my age, 35, that Noel Devine, that was like an early viral internet hit. Like everybody used to watch the Noel Devine high school highlight tape.
100%.
But anyway, I don't know how we got here. The point is the backup. Oh yeah, that's right.
He's got a great highlight tape.
The backup quarterback played well last week when he came in second half against Nebraska. He ended up throwing 2 touchdowns, kept driving him right down the field. He has to hold the line here. And Indiana must find a way to beat Washington on Saturday. You cannot have this magical season, which you started 7-0 for the first time since 1967, and it's a legit 7-0. Like, I would take them against anybody that's not the Big Three in the Big Ten, and I think their offense is good enough to compete with the Big Three in the Big Ten. Sounds funny.
It does sound funny.
And so to have this season derailed by a stupid thumb injury would be the lamest of all endings. So here's to hoping that Cignetti and the boys can get it done this weekend.
Yeah, Taven Jackson did start his career as a guy that, signed with Tennessee, a pretty highly rated guy coming out of high school. He's from Indiana as well. So he goes back to Indiana. He played, I don't want to say significant, but I mean, he wasn't the starter all year long, but he threw 128 passes a year ago, almost 1,000 yards. So now, touchdown interception ratio wasn't great. 2 to 5.
But he didn't have Cignetti.
But at least he does have that experience.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is going to help you in I got to go start for an undefeated team situation.
So here's to hoping that he can get it done. Easy E says, I like Rattler. Not sure if he's the guy, but at least he has ability. Carr is not the guy, so I'm fine to give Rattler some time. Rattler's done nothing for me, but I'm not judging him too hard based on that because he's been given nothing to work with, right? Like, I can't know whether or not I have any actual long-term belief or hope in Rattler yet. This game, if indeed all the names that we mentioned, Cesar Reeves, Lucas Patrick, Chris Olave, Taysom Hill, if they all come back, then I'll maybe start to legitimately judge Spencer Rattler as to whether or not I think he has a role going forward. Indiana versus Ohio State's going to be so good with Lee Corso. Can't wait for that. It's going to be awesome.
Lee Corso, because he coached at Indiana?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. But not even Lee had the success that Cignetti has.
No.
Because he's the man. Google me. All right, hour 3 of OTB. We got Munchies, NFL Story of the Day, and more. Keep it on.
Off the bench.
TrashRangers.com. Trash Rangers, your reliable, local, efficient trash removal experts. Local is where they separate because they give a damn about you. They give a damn about the community. They don't keep the trash here, take the profits out of state. Those profits go straight back into the community through churches, little league teams, all that sort of stuff. And it's a level of give a damn because they are your neighbors that you won't get anywhere else. And if you live in Livingston or Ascension, you're lucky enough you can make the switch residential. But if you're a business owner anywhere in the listening area, have Trash Rangers be your experts. They got front load dumpsters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days a week. They got you. Any roll-off dumpsters you may need for a big project, big event, 15, 20, 30 yards, they got you. Go to trashrangers.com today.
Yeah, when you go to that website, at the bottom of it, you can sign up for residential service, commercial service, roll-off dumpsters, all right there on the brand new website. So go visit it today at trashrangers.com, trashrangers.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Thursday, October 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 88 in Hour 3 of today's show. We'll be joined by LSU Executive Chef Michael Johnson for our Munchies segment, and we'll close out the show with Ask the Bench. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Happy Halloween! Welcome into Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota.
Enter at your own risk.
We're bringing you the spookiest sports talk in town. With Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
It might even horrify you.
Live from the haunted Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Speaking of good horror movies, Final Destination made me irrationally scared of a few things growing up. One of them flying, obviously. Yep. Even though I was never like super scared of flying. But like that thought, that scene is always in the back of your head.
I mean, it's something that you don't like now.
Well, but that's a recent development. Yeah. Or back in the day, the Final Destination would just like stick my head a little bit. Yeah, tanning beds. The main one that Final Destination got me with, yes, that one right there. Trucks carrying logs.
What was the drive-through one where they were like in the drive-through?
I don't know.
So that's Final Destination 3.
3, right?
I know this because it was just on TV the other day.
But that's also the one where they're on the roller coaster and her camera.
Yes, 3 is the roller coaster.
Like the camera thing gets stuck in it.
It wraps around the track.
Yeah, and like, ugh.
I mean, the
now I put my hair up every time I get on a roller coaster.
In season 1, in the first movie where he trips in the shower and then the thing wraps around his neck. Oh, yeah. I don't know why. Like that kind of messed with me back in the day. Roller coaster 1 didn't get me, actually, for whatever reason.
It just makes me put my hair up whenever I get on.
I do understand that. My probably my favorite death in terms of humor in the Final Destination scene is when, I don't remember which one it's from, but like a barbecue explodes and the barbed wire fence goes flying and it flies through the person and then they just like fall apart like sliced ham. Like the top falls off, then like the midsection falls off, and it just slides to either side. Very, very dumb. Very poor special
in
effects.
Final Destination 5.
Final Destination.
The girl who's the gymnast. She's on the balance beam.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember
that
5.
scene. First off, it's like a 10-minute
It's
death
so
scene, and
bad.
you're like, what's
Yeah.
going to happen? Is she going to step on this? Is she going to get electrocuted? And then, like, she just falls off the parallel bars and, like, explodes.
Yeah.
Just randomly. So I'm like, the 10 minutes of build-up to this had nothing to do with what she was actually
The
happening.
giant glass falling on the person outside the dentist office was a nice touch. Where they're in the dentist office the whole time, you're thinking, is this going to be it? Is this going to be it? This going to be it? And that could really happen. Like, that happens, people. That sucks. That's got to be one of the worst ways to die. Just like a big city construction accident, like something falls off the crane or something. But
I thought you were talking about haunted. What was haunted? Ghost Ship.
What's Ghost Ship?
You ever seen Ghost Ship?
Was that
Early
the old,
2000s.
was it actually like a technically a Disney movie?
I feel like
This is not
I've
Disney
seen
movie.
I've seen Ghost Ship back
They
on a
had a
DVD
scene
back
where
in the day.
it was on, it was a ship, and it's like flashbacks of like why it's haunted. And
Is it
trying to
like, is
find
it a
something.
Bermuda Triangle thing? Or no? Am I thinking of a different
No,
movie?
it's more like a passenger ship, right? Like
There
not
was
a
a
ferry,
scene where a
but-
wire, like, whatever,
Yeah.
fell and it sliced everybody on the dance floor, and that's what I thought you were talking about.
No. A lot of good dumb movies out there. I rewatched some of Tucker and Dale vs. Evil the other night. That movie is so funny.
Yeah.
And the college kids accidentally killing themselves had me laughing, crying, thinking about these poor rednecks who inherit this crappy cabin and they just want to go up there and have a good time. And the college kids are convinced they're like backwoods killers and they're trying to attack them to get their friend back or whatever. One of them trips and falls into a wood chipper, and the cop walks up as he's got the guy's legs trying to take it out in the wood chipper, just like covered in blood and viscera. Very funny movie. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Would recommend if you want a good laugh during the Halloween season. We got Munchies coming up. Then we got our Tay-Tay NFL story of the Day coming up after that.
That's the most horrifying thing.
What?
Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day.
Yeah, always. Speaking of depressing, even though I don't know if it's the story that I think he's going to go with, it's maybe a positive one. I'm not sure. We'll see. He's giving me an enigmatic face right now. I don't exactly know.
I see
how to
what it
interpret
is.
it.
It's in the dog.
Well, I put that there,
Enigmatic?
actually.
You put that.
I put
okay.
that there. I don't want to taint the process, but I put that there because I want to talk about it in case he doesn't
Yeah.
talk about it. Yeah, enigmatic. Kind of vague, hard to read, puzzling. Enigma.
Enigma.
Okay, I know. Yeah, okay. I got that.
Oh, Jake, you'll be excited to see this. Cillian Murphy spotted filming the new Peaky Blinders movie.
Yes.
I did see that. I did.
How are we feeling?
Very good.
You think they'll put on subtitles in the theater?
They might need to.
I hope they do for
Yeah.
me.
I mean, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
the only
dude.
way I can watch that show.
Like, it's not even like the accent, because I think I've watched enough European soccer to be able to understand what they're saying, but I'm just the old man who watches everything with subtitles now.
Yeah, I go back and forth. If I don't have the kids with me, or sometimes, or like if nobody's in the house, right, so I can get it really loud, then I won't. Or sometimes I'll hook up headphones, Bluetooth, and do it that way, and I won't. But if it's just listening through the sound bar, I generally do have to go subtitles nowadays, unfortunately.
It's all right. It happens to us all.
Yeah. I've been enjoying that Hogwarts Legacy game quite a bit, though. It's actually been fun. I haven't played a video game in a while that wasn't NCAA, and even that I haven't played much lately. But, Halloween, Hogwarts, get me in the mood. God, my back is tightened up. Taylor, could you come work my back out real quick?
Walk on it.
Wouldn't be the first time, but could we do it during break?
Yeah.
Okay. I just think it's more appropriate to do it off air.
Can y'all do it
How
out the
fast can you
studio
be?
too? Because
No,
I
you're
don't
gonna have
wanna
to
be a part
watch.
of
You have to
this.
watch.
Right
You
here
have
on
to
the floor.
watch. Yeah, you have to watch.
I'll leave during the break.
You're fired from the show if you don't watch. So
I don't think you can do that.
I don't make the rules.
I don't think you can fire me.
Pretty sure I can.
I don't think you can.
I'm pretty sure I can.
Pretty sure you cannot.
Pretty sure I could if I
You can't.
told everybody how you verbally abuse me and harass me every single day in the studio.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
It's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all think T-Bob's the bully. The
Nope.
real bully here is me.
Exactly.
I bully each and every one of these people in here.
I think if HR is going to come after somebody on this show, Alondra probably not the top target.
You're right. I mean, look at that guy right there.
Yeah. I mean, how could it not be Taylor Sharp?
Without a doubt. He's always making uncouth comments.
Anybody with a shotgun in his shower.
Yeah. He's really, I mean, you know.
To be fair,
he's always talking about guns, dude.
To be fair, if it wasn't
freaks me
T-Bob,
out.
out of people in this room, if it wasn't T-Bob, I'd probably be second. But
yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I would actually agree with that.
But I mean, as long as you're here, I'm good.
Alondra could be second. Alondra actually could be second. She might get away with it a little more subtly, but Alondra actually maybe could be second in the HR violations.
I don't really say or do anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't. See, he's putting words into your mouth.
He really is.
No, I don't know. I'm just giving you my read, guys.
Trying to get me fired for real.
Just giving you my reads. What a classic topic on Get Up right now. What are your thoughts on the Jerry Jones-McCarthy dynamic? I love that because that's the same question they've asked every single day this week, just worded in a different way.
The same thing it was 3 years
the
ago. when this thing first
Jones-McCarthy dynamic. You want to talk about a flat circle? Do you just take your notes from the previous day's show and just reword them a little bit?
Yep.
Makes sense. It's good business. Taylor, what are your thoughts on the Jones-McCarthy dynamic?
I blame Jerry Jones for most of my problems in life.
I was going to say it feels that way.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and side with Mike McCarthy. I don't really know what the issue is. I mean, well, you always have issues with Jerry Jones, but whatever the issue, I'm siding with Mike McCarthy.
All right, let's go to break. When we get back, we got Munchies, Chef Michael Johnson. Keep it locked off the bench.
Off the bench.
Go to ITI Technical College, iticollege.edu, iticollege.edu. You want to let the homies know that you came from OTB. You call 225-267-8003. That number one more time, 267-8003. You get in touch with the mission specialist. They start to explain to you how things work, how the scheduling works. They'll actually do your schedules for you. And if you're working full time, but you still want to get that better life, you want to get a career, not a job, well, guess what? We got flexible scheduling, day class, night class. You can work full time and get that degree in just 2 years. You get Fridays off. Beautiful campus right there off of Airline Highway. You learn on real world technology. Your faculty all has at least 4 years of real world experience. iticollege.edu.
Yeah, when you go to that website, you'll see their incredible campus, little overview of it off Airline Highway. We encourage you to go see it. You can schedule a campus tour today on the website, so go check it all out at iticollege.edu.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you in a new 2024 Ram 1500 truck for only $32,898. $32,898 for a new Ram 1500 truck. All new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Right now, it's Thursday, second segment, which means Munchies with our guy, Chef Michael Johnson. Chef, what's up, brother? How we doing today?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing great. How was that pig? Did the fellas love that pig, that hog last week?
Yeah, you know they did. I mean, it just tastes better with the victory, huh?
Hell yeah, dude. I agree, bro.
Yeah.
How many pigs did you end up cooking?
We just cooked one.
Okay.
We splayed it out and then pulled all the meat together like a Kahlua style. And it put a little apple cider vinegar, honey, and hot sauce bath on it. But while you're smoking it and cooking it, and you know when you cook it right, it's slow and low. All that fat melts down through the meat, and it just oh man, there's something special about a pig. You know that?
Yeah. I have a Serbian brother-in-law, and he did a Serbian pig roast not too long ago.
Oh man!
And I was passed out. And it came off at midnight, and it woke me up at midnight.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I went down and just ate for 30 minutes and went back to sleep.
Yeah.
Any crackling or anything?
Say again?
Any crackling or anything?
No, yeah. We took the skin off, like the piece of the pig. When we pulled the meat, part of the skin came off, and so we took some of that and poofed it and crackled it. Yeah, not a whole lot because it's not super healthy. We try not to serve too much of that, but yeah, there's something to be said about the presentation of it. When I worked in Seattle, I befriended this guy named Jack Thompson, and Jack Thompson was the son of Jack Thompson, the throwing Samoan, and I don't remember who Jack Thompson played for. I think maybe San Diego, when it was the Chargers, and he was the quarterback for Washington State for several years back in the day. Yeah. And so, we went out to their house one time and did a like a Kahlua style pig in the ground, like a luau.
Oh yeah.
And oh God, man. I mean, there's very, very few memories I have about food that equate to that, man. It's, something special.
Hashtag Munchies. Since the Greater Baton Rouge State Fair starts today, what is Chef's favorite fair food?
Boy, they have some weird stuff out there too, huh? I mean, everything's fried out there. It's been a while since I've been to the fair. Carnies are I had a bad interaction with the carnies out there one time and had to have a state trooper step in because he was running. Yeah, this carny, he kept handing my daughter darts and then tried to charge us like $100 for the darts, and I was like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm not giving you $100. He's like, you just threw all those darts. I was like, you just kept giving them to my daughter, man. Like, we're not going to play this game. And he got sideways with me and my brother, and this state trooper had to come over and get involved in it, man. And yeah,
oh, man.
So
yeah. We ran into that in Renaissance Fair one time, Jake, where we were doing the axe throwing.
Oh, yeah.
And one of my friends told another one of my friends who wasn't really paying attention, hey, go, it's your turn. And he just turned around and threw it. And a woman dressed up as Harley Quinn, who was, I think, on meth and working it, was downrange.
Ooh.
And so the axe kind of landed next to her, and next thing you know, she's threatening to get her cousin over from the joust to come beat us up. It got real uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Bad axe safety on our part, though.
T-Bob's actually, like, he was a carny for Derek Carr, and it didn't go well for him either. So
Okay, well, that was a long. It feels like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He got injured, so
Yeah, because that's the reason.
Otherwise, whatever. Hashtag Munchies. What horror movie / villain or monster would you like to cook for, and what would you make them?
Ooh, man, I know which ones I don't want to cook for. Like the clown in it is out. I know that, man.
Are you big? So you're scared of clowns?
I don't like clowns at all, brother. And honestly, I don't
Terrifier.
I think I took my daughter to watch a movie this weekend. She and her friends went and watched something, and they walked out of it. It was graphic enough that they were like, "No, we don't want to watch that anymore."
Sounds like Terrifier 3. It's really nasty. I saw the first one, and it's like, okay, I'm not into it though, really.
Taylor's like, tell me more. Taylor's
seen it.
Taylor loves all those.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, the clown and it. And as a kid, I remember. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember Silver Bullet, but the
Coors Light?
werewolf, the Silver Bullet.
Yeah, Coors Light.
Yeah. And Corey Haim was in it,
what a name!
Yeah, boy, that was there was a fright to that above and beyond what anybody knew. But anyway, I suppose like maybe it kind of would be interesting to cook for a werewolf. Like the meal would have to be maybe changed with the personality and time of day, right? That would be kind of interesting.
I mean, look, if nothing else, I do feel a werewolf would make you feel good about whatever you cooked.
Yeah,
because he would smash it, right? He'd just be like ravenous. You make that man a pig, he's gonna clean he's gonna eat the bones. No cleanup. You're good to go. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, just as you're saying that, cooking for a vampire would be kind of interesting because like you'd have to have your head on a swivel, right? Like, is this
don't cut yourself.
Yeah, right.
Don't cut yourself. And
we're gonna have vegetables tonight.
No garlic. Okay. No garlic anywhere in the menu. Hashtag Munchies, most overrated Halloween candy.
Candy corn.
Chill out.
Boo. I know we've had this conversation before, but I don't mess with candy corn anymore.
Hashtag Munchies. What's Chef's favorite kind of bologna?
Bologna?
Yeah.
So I'm more so than bologna. I've been having these brain farts lately. Bologna has a grandpa, and they have like pistachios and cracked corn in it. And it's escaping me the name of this meat right now, and I can't even. But it's like bologna's grandpa. It was the original, like.
I know what you're talking about with the.
And I'm just brain farting right now, man. That's this is the 6:30 a.m. chef, not the 9:30 a.m. chef. I'm still brain farting, man.
What about this, chef? Wait, hold on. There's a really good question.
Well, kind of bologna adjacent there. When you're going out in the great outdoors, are we going Spam or Vienna sausages?
Whew, that's tough, man. My dad used to cook so much Spam when I was a kid. The caveat for Spam is I have to have like yellow Plockman's mustard,
okay.
and I'm good, But Vienna sausages, I've caught catfish with, like I use Vienna sausage for bait. I don't really eat those little things. Yeah.
Hashtag Munchies. Are you familiar with Parish rice? It's supposed to be a healthier white rice that was developed by a local farmer in the LSU Ag Center. Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, that's what we use here, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it available in stores? Like, can anybody go buy Parish rice?
Yeah, I mean, it's got a low glycemic index. It's got a low glycemic index, which means, it's high protein. In other words, and the grain cooks a little bit differently. It takes a little bit longer. It has just a slightly different texture, but it has a lower sugar content in it. So we have other grains of rice as well, but the high protein. You have to eat less grains to get more protein, if that makes sense. So there's value to that. Now, if you're eating rice for the starch capabilities of it, we have other grains of rice that we serve that have that as well. But yeah, we definitely use that.
Chef, I was getting in a conversation this last weekend about lobster and is it overrated? Is it good?
Yep.
And well, we were at dinner and somebody
for sure.
ordered it, and I was like, I don't know if it's overrated because I think I like it more like when it's in something than it just by itself. What are your thoughts on lobster and what's the best lobster dish?
I think you said it right there, man. Like lobster is by nature kind of a neutral flavored creature. It's expensive because it's protected. I mean, we had I cooked a lobster one time, and it was after the Twin Towers, and we were doing a fundraiser for the FDNY and NYPD, and we got these two lobsters in that were like 20 or 30 pounds, man, and they were just below the weight of what a protected lobster is. And a lobster, once it gets, there's a sweet spot to where the texture of the meat is edible and tastes good. And when it gets super big, it's like anything else, it gets mealy and stringy and it, it's not sweet anymore. There's a sweet spot there. I think also, warm water versus cold water, there's a pretty drastic difference there. Between the spiny and the main lobster. I prefer cold water. I think the texture of it's a little bit better, but I'll eat a warm water lobster tail. But to your point, I like it. Like lobster mac and cheese is one of God's gifts to mankind.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I woke up thinking about lobster mac and cheese, and then there was a Instagram post today that LSU baseball did, and they were asking the guys what they were going to have for their last meal if they were on death row, and they were talking about lobster mac and cheese. Here we are talking about lobster. I think
the algorithm knows, dude. The algorithm always knows.
Yeah.
When did lobster become a rich person food? Because for most of its history, it was commoner food.
Yeah, I think it's just like diamonds, like diamonds are actually not that rare, but when you control the flow of how many diamonds come into the market, you know what I mean? It's supply and demand, brother. And
Makes
sense.
sense.
if you're a layman and you want to make a lot of money, you control the supply, and market it to those people.
#Munchies. Did you see your culinary career going down this path with different sports team, or did you think you'd own a restaurant or something else?
Yeah, that's a great question, man. I actually, younger in my career, like I wanted to be a chef on a cruise line, and you could not force me to do that job.
I was going to say that seems like the most stressful, awful place to be a chef. Just high pressure. I've seen a show where they go through the logistics of like turning over a giant cruise ship, and the food
crazy.
portion of it is unfathomable.
It's insane. I actually, when I got married, I kind of pressured the tour guide. The day that we got married, they turned us into king and queen for a day, and we got our own escort, our own tender boat. Tendered us to shore back and forth by ourselves. All these people were yelling at us because we tendered in a boat without anybody else in it. It was like the Titanic going down or something. But that day, the guy that was escorting us all around and taking pictures, he was like, is there anything you guys want to do today? And I told him, I was like, I'd really love to see the kitchen. I'm a chef. I told him I was from New Orleans because it's just what everybody associates with Louisiana. And he was like, we really can't do that. And I was like, I get it, man. You don't have the swing to get it done. He's like, you got to do me like that. And I was like, no, it's okay. You don't have the swing. It's cool. I get it. So next thing I know, man, we're walking into the kitchen of the cruise line, and it was incredible. The systems that they have in place there are just magnificent. And I almost equate it to working in a stadium because, stadium business, you're feeding 70,000 people a day.
Yeah.
It takes 5 days to prepare for that moment, and then it's washed away in 3 hours, right?
Oh.
And the cruise ship is even worse than that. You have 10,000 people or 7,000 people on the cruise line, and if you didn't start 2 days in advance, you have to be 3 days ahead. And with that, you're picking up food at the ports. It's part of the reason that you're porting is to get fresh food. And the food that you pick up, like the fruits and vegetables, man, they're incredible. Like they're fresh, like you and I don't see fresh. Like bananas are green fresh,
cool.
and just incredibly tasting food. But I went down a different path. My trigger in my career was there was a point where McDonald's put a McDonald's into Vatican City, and it was the push behind the slow food movement. the Italians were losing their minds because there's a McDonald's in their holy city, right? And so, the Italians pushed back, and they started the slow food movement, which was really about knowing your farmer, knowing the dairy, knowing the guy who makes dairy, the farmer who raised the cows that make the milk. Know your butcher. Know the people who make your pasta or the flour where you get it from. Know who's growing the wheat and the grain, and that really kind of morphed into Americanized the farm to table, if you will. And so, when I read about slow food, that I think the country boy in me just kind of grasped onto that. Like I really love the idea of knowing where my food comes from, and that's exactly what farm to table is. And farm to table really feeds well into what we do here. It's fresh ingredients. It's fresh every day, getting rid of the preservatives, getting rid of the processed foods. All that's just good for the human body. Performance nutrition is just a little level above, and it goes more into, when to put those foods into your body versus just putting them into your body. So in a nutshell, that's kind of how I became who I am. And no, to your question, I did not see this where I am today. And I tell people this all the time. I feel like I'm on God's path. You know what I mean? Like, God has a purpose for me, and then I follow his path. He found this job for me in a time when I was really struggling with, being away from my children, me being in Seattle and them being in Louisiana. And so I give everything that I do and have, and anything future will gain to God's hand, and I'm appreciative of it.
Hell yeah,
good to see you, dude.
You're talking to God?
Yeah.
That's amazing, though, Chef. I never would have guessed it was a McDonald's in the Vatican. That would have been the domino that led to this. Hashtag Munchies. What should LSU fans cook for this weekend's game? They also want to know what the victory meal would be. Are you going to cook any dog this weekend?
See, I was thinking, are you going to any yell leaders?
Oh yeah,
No,
yell leaders. Your dog on the menu? Yes, no.
Yeah, man. Oh, you guys are going to trigger me again talking about yell leaders.
I know. Yeah.
Man, those guys, that's something special right there. I'm going to anyway. I'm gonna move on. Yeah. We actually ordered some bison in for the victory meal.
Okay.
Doing a heavy barbecue kind of roast, like big barbecue theme. So the teams that we play, we kind of theme it towards that arena of where they're from. And so, when we go to Texas, we kind of gear things towards barbecue and bring back a big bison brisket and bison smash burgers and stuff like that.
Hashtag Munchies. Who's the hungriest SOB on this 24 football team?
Whew, man, that's a tough one. I think it's it depends on the time of day. There's definitely some faces that we see a lot. I don't want to throw names out there and call anybody under the bus, but we definitely have some favored faces that everybody would recognize that are in here on a regular basis.
Hell yeah. Hashtag Munchies. It's amazing the segment is still so fresh after 4.5 years. I agree. It's a credit to Chef Johnson. Yep. We'll get you out here with one more. Let me see.
Yeah. Hey, how did you like the sausage? My buddy's sausage.
Very good. I've only done the rosemary garlic so far. I was telling Taylor, so I tried it. Brat Falls continuing, trying to eat sausage 7 days a week. I ate it just plain to get a general taste of it. Very tasty, and then I ate it with some hot glaze, like finishing sauce. It's Nani's hot glaze sauce.
Okay.
It's sweet. It's really good. And then yesterday, I don't know why I've never done this. I'd never just made a po' boy at home in my entire life.
Oh, God.
Never could, I don't know why.
Yeah.
So I got myself a nice loaf of bread, it's good lettuce, tomatoes, mayo, pickles, and had a delicious rosemary garlic sausage po' boy for dinner last night.
I was waiting. I was listening to that. There was lettuce, tomatoes, mayonnaise. I was waiting for the pickles, because I was going to cast some judgment.
No, we're going dressed. We're going dressed.
Yeah.
Also, was it you? No, was it you tweeting about no subs as an adult?
No.
Okay, no, somebody mentioned this, and I agree with them. If you're an adult, you should just order the food as it comes. That's my opinion. I know that everybody's not going to share that opinion, but I believe as an adult, no subs. You should just order the food as it comes.
So my caveat to that is I'm kind of like, if I walk in the Subway, I have a thing about the order in which things go together. So I don't like the mayonnaise on above the meat and in between the meat and the mayonnaise. And I like the mayonnaise on the bread.
Got to be on the bread.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So I go to the same Subway. I go to the same lady. She knows exactly what I'm at. She smiles when I comes in, and she's like, "Here he comes." And it's funny because I built this sandwich that by the time I'm done building it, I'm rubbing my belly and licking my lips. And she's started making her sandwiches the same way that I make mine. She's like, "Man, you're onto something there." There's an order to things. Yeah.
And yes, to be clear, I'm talking about substitutes, right? I'm talking about pickles. I'm just making sure. And then, I don't know. Food allergies, that's understandable. Or if it's like a build your own place like that, yes. But if you go to a nice restaurant, I think you just got to take it as it comes, dude.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, and it's kind of interesting. There's places where they don't put salt and pepper on the tables because in a chef's world, I've seasoned that food.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There are chefs who do that. It's like you don't need salt and pepper. The food is seasoned. Just eat it. And then you have if I go to the Midwest and eat, I love my parents and I love where I came from, but you better give me something. You better give me something because 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a little bit bland. So give me some. I travel with Tony's and hot sauce.
Oh yeah, Chef Michael Johnson, legend of the game, the man, joined us every single week, keeping your favorite athletes fed, top tier. Chef, thank you so much, man.
Take care, guys.
He's the best. By the way, I think I need to revisit my Jersey Mike's take a little bit. I wasn't coming after it the other day, but I was a little ambivalent, kind of like, meh, whatever. And I grew up eating a lot of Jersey Mike's after church and stuff. We used to go every Sunday for a while there. I'll be damned if I didn't randomly stop in one yesterday. And I went like a month ago, and I got nothing special. I thought it was whatever. But, man, old girl that made me this turkey club yesterday on white bread, Mike's Way, that thing was hitting. The bread, the ratio, how it was constructed, I came away very impressed. I'm going to have to do further research, Jake, to see if I still believe in Jimmy John's over Jersey Mike's.
Okay.
And it's research that I'm only too happy to do. Yes, Mike's Way.
Is it Tay-Tay that loves Jersey Mike's?
I was actually on my way to a Jersey Mike's when T-Bob sent us that text.
Yeah, it was a good. It was good. All right, when we get back, more Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
ColemanRoof.com. ColemanRoof.com. Louisiana's most reliable, most respected, and most complete roofing company. Look, man, Coleman Roof, they can do it all. And it's over 40 years. They've continued to grow and grow and grow to the point where they can handle any size project, commercial, residential, anywhere in the state, any type of roof. The crazy part is, Jake, they've grown that much just by word of mouth. Okay? That's why we're so happy now to be partnered with Coleman, help get the good word out there. But to already grow to be Louisiana's most reliable, respected, and complete roofing company, it speaks to their process. It speaks to the effort, the culture, the energy they put into each job from estimate all the way through cleanup. It speaks to why you should use them. ColemanRoof.com.
And when you go to the website, commercial residential, you'll see an incredible residential building right there on the homepage. Know they can do your residential, commercial, construction, one-stop shop, ColemanRoof.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What up, y'all? Welcome back.
So Taven Jackson, the player that's going to take over for Curtis Rourke.
Yeah.
And I mentioned, started out at Tennessee from Indiana. I knew he was like, pretty highly rated guy. And he was the 15th quarterback in the country coming up.
Oh, okay, that's pretty damn good, dude.
Very good.
Don't let Signetti get his hand on number 15. Like, don't let him. It's going to be great. Not so great this next segment. Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day. What?
It's time for
Prove
Tay-Tay's
me
NFL
wrong.
story of the day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
I'm challenging you like I challenged Mark Stoops. Don't fail me like he did.
So I was in between two, and one of them involved Tua, which we're going to get to. So I'm going to do the other one. Bryce Young's getting another start. He'll be the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers this Sunday.
Because
under unusual circumstances.
Is Andy hurt?
No, we'll tell him.
So
Did he get stabbed in the lung with a needle?
Listen, here's what happened. No, but God, that happened twice to Tyrod Taylor. Yeah, in Cleveland and then L.A.
Wait, it happened a second time? It happened in Cleveland first?
Not getting stabbed, but like while he was doing rehab, he had like injured himself more. not getting his lung punctured, but like the same style of thing. Yeah, it happened to him twice.
Man. Okay, sorry.
No, so Andy Dalton was actually in a car accident on Tuesday. Now it was minor. Nobody left with any injuries. He actually showed up to practice the next day, but while he was throwing, he felt some discomfort. Turns out he actually sprained his thumb on his throwing hand in that accident. So Bryce Young coming back. He's going to start this weekend for the Carolina Panthers.
So good job avoiding a story where there was a fatal crash. Proud of you there.
Have I ever done one of those?
I don't know that there's a less interesting story than who's going to play quarterback for the Carolina Panthers.
I mean, not only is it under unusual circumstances, this directly impacts the New Orleans Saints the rest of the season because the Panthers aren't good as well.
I feel like nothing impacts. I feel like nothing impacts an irrelevant Saints team right now. Maybe I'm just being too much of a pessimist.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of your feelings, it does. So.
I think I'm getting to Tay-Tay a little bit.
And the reason we did not do Tua, T-Bob wanted to talk about that one as well. Tua Tagovailoa returned to the practice field, and it looks like he's on track to play this weekend.
Did they say that? I didn't actually read the article. I was just going to rely on you for the info.
They just said he's on track to play.
I just saw the headline
he's
that
not listed as like probable or anything like that, but he has returned to the practice field.
Tyreek Hill basically said that he was like, crying. He was so happy. that Tua's back. And why wouldn't he? Do they? Well, I haven't paid.
Are you asking?
It's gonna be wild.
Are you asking if he's been good without?
No. They've been bad. I know they've been bad, but I mean, they've kind of held. Are they right under 500? They've kind of held. So were they 3 and 4?
Yeah,
they're 2 and 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, they're at 300.
And then so last week, get this: Tyreek Hill 1 catch, 8 yards. Jalen Waddle 1 catch, 11 yards for the game.
It's actually kind of good for Tua, though.
No, it is because he got paid all that money, remember? And then everybody
shows that it's not because
Yeah.
a lot of people kind of were thinking it's like those receivers dragging him up.
Well, because you gave
not so fast.
You gave Tyreek and Jalen Waddle big contracts before Tua.
Yeah.
Tua finally got the deal, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, well it's the system thing. System ain't working without him."
Yeah, it's kind of a win for Tua. Here's hoping he can come back and be healthy. So they're going to have to go wild card though if they're going to save this season.
Because the Bills are 5 and 2.
Yeah,
they're 2 and 4. You got the North that's going to have Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Right now, they're both 5 and 2, and then Cincinnati right now back to 3 and 4. Houston's 5 and 2. The Colts are 4 and 3, and then in the West, I mean, you've got the Broncos, Chargers, and Chiefs still, above 500 or at it.
Yeah, the West is good.
How about it?
They're almost as good as the NFC South.
Almost.
All right. When we get back. All right, real quick, I do want to remind you about Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. GoTommys.com. GoTommys.com. That's G-A-X, Tommys.com. You need hardy plank or vinyl siding, wood or vinyl windows, any type of door. You want to go to make Tommy's one of the bids on your project. Again, that's how confident I am. Make them a bid and let them prove to you why they're the best. Look, and when you're talking about things like your doors, your windows, your siding, these are investments because they will pay for themselves over time, right? And saving bills, money on bills and whatnot. Eventually, they, you're coming out at a net positive. So check them out today. Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Make them one of the bids. Let Tommy and the team prove to you why they're the best. More off the bench coming up next.
Off the bench.
Go to the Queen of Baton Rouge. Your ultimate football destination here in the capital city is downtown, and it's newly renovated, and it's great. The Queen of Baton Rouge is, look, the DraftKings Sportsbook is stunning, y'all. If you're looking for a place to watch the game, college, NFL, it doesn't matter. You want wall-to-wall giant screens, sound pumped in. You want a bar right there. You want to go play in the casino. If you want to take a break, go do some slots, whatever. There's some cards. It's all there for you. You got the 1717 Restaurant and Lounge, Shack Big Chicken, Capital Coffee, 3 Walk Noodle House. Cash in, cash out, baby. That's the Queen of Baton Rouge, thequeenbr.com.
Yeah, go to the website, check out exactly what we're talking about. I mean, you'll be blown away by the renovations, but it truly is your ultimate football destination. We love going to watch some primetime football there. You should go there tonight, Thursday night football. Go watch the game. Go place a bet. Enjoy it. Have fun. thequeenbr.com.
The only thing scary about the deals at Bayou Ford is if you miss out on them, like $15,000 off F-150. Bayou Ford has $15,000 off Ford F-150. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques, Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Off the Bench here on 104.5 ESPN. It's time for Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Vizzy Art Filter, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. Ask the Bench, was Hester really out due to rehab for grit addiction? Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. It's true.
Gotta get out in front of it.
Ask the Bench, did you see that LANK now stands for Lost at Nashville and Knoxville? I did, and I love it. It's excellent.
Someone in the chat earlier asked, when was the last time Bama lost to both Vandy and Tennessee?
It's a very good question.
I did some research.
Never?
1984.
What?
Yeah.
No
I wasn't
way.
born yet, and I'm old.
I'm shocked it ever even happened before, to be clear.
Well,
Nice
you had to go
research,
all the way
Alondra.
back to 1984 to do
How did
so.
you find that? Did you just grind it out looking season by season?
No, I just looked up the all-time record for both.
Oh, smart. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you, girl. Murder Draft. I saw Smile 2 yesterday. It was great. Highly recommend. Tay, what's your thoughts on Smile 1?
Smile 1's really good. It was one
Really?
of those movies that, like, I mean, you see the corny title of Smile and all that. I thought it was going to
The
suck.
previews
going
look
in
very
it.
creepy. My wife won't watch it.
I thought Smile 1 was going to suck when I first watched it. I really enjoyed it, and I always stay away from horror sequels, usually.
That's like what horror movies are.
Well, the sequels are just never good, but, I mean, I've heard this one's really good.
That's an interesting question. What's the best horror movie sequel?
I'm not counting, like, franchises that, like, all the movies are completely different.
No. Well, I mean, you can't not count franchises. That's what I'm saying. Horror movies are sequels. That's like one
I
of
would
their
say
biggest.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I don't like the original Friday the 13th.
I think
so
the
that's
second
true.
one's better
But
than
I
the
don't know
first.
that I love any of the Friday the 13th that much. Definitely like Mike Myers and Freddy better. I like Ghostface.
Yeah.
Even though I probably haven't seen like 3 of the Screams.
I don't know that I've seen any but the first one. I might have seen the second one. Maybe.
Ask the Bench, is this the year Jake joins T-Bob and brings the family to Renfest?
When
If
is
he
that?
doesn't, he's an idiot.
When is it? He's an idiot.
Starting up, I want it maybe the first week in November. I'll have to look it up. Maybe running for a month. I don't want to get wrong.
So we were going to cover the USC at Washington game in Seattle, but thankfully, because they're both not good right now, to what they thought they would be, we're moving it to. Who's Michigan playing in 2 weeks? I'm going to Ann Arbor instead of Seattle.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'll be traveling next week.
No, it's like for over a month. It's every weekend for a month.
Oh, you meant I thought it was just a weekend.
No. I'm going on some Sunday. I can't remember which one.
All right, now I got to figure out who Michigan's playing because I'm covering the game and Oregon. Oregon at Michigan.
Ask the bench. That's a good game.
It's okay. It's better than USC Washington.
Yeah. Ask the bench. You win one, lose one. A&M Bama.
I think you win A&M because they don't have a loss. Alabama's got 2 losses in conference play.
Yeah, from a purely strategic standpoint, you need to win A&M because you can lose to Alabama and you're still ahead of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you still have the tiebreaker over A&M because you have one conference loss apiece.
Yep. That's a very good point. It's an easy, functional answer there. Hey, guys, I do want to remind you about Central Plumbing, 925-8552, centralplumbing.org. Flat rate pricing, half a century of experience, licensed bond insured employees, commercial work, residential work, bathroom remodels, something like a tankless water heater. They're incredible. Your one-stop plumbing shop, centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Is boudin considered a sausage? In my mind, yes, but I'm not going to argue with anybody who says that it's not.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
I can understand how you say no, but in my mind, yes, I do think about it as the same way. Ask the Bench, what's the most elite form of sausage?
T-Bob would say the next one.
Yeah, good. That's actually very good. I know this is chalky, but I'm a big fan of any jalapeno cheddar or anything like that.
Yeah.
I like green onion.
Green onions are good as well.
Just like some sausage with some mustard.
Mustard and sausage.
I'm telling you, this Nani's hot glaze finishing sauce. Sweet, heat, delicious.
I mean, that sounds great, but also, just give me some French's mustard.
Yeah,
just
oh man.
Just
French's.
cheap mustard.
Give me some Grey Poupon.
No,
I could literally
did
squeeze
Grey Poupon?
mustard into my mouth and.
What's that?
Hey
old
now.
commercials?
Yeah, the old commercials.
Excuse me. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
In their limousine, rolling down the window. All right, y'all. Tomorrow's going to be crazy, okay? We are going full bore, or I guess full Aggie this week, as we look to take down Texas A&M. Keep it locked. See you then. What? Taylor?
Off the bench.
I'm so sick of you giving me quizzical looks anytime I
Very
say
quizzical.
anything.
Very quizzical.
And if anybody in this room knows about going full Aggie, it's you.
No doubt.
Yell leader Tay-Tay.
Has there been a person that has been just adamantly against yell leaders more than me?
Hunt.
Yeah.
In this room.
Classic. Methinks the lady doth protest too much. Okay? It's like the guy who tries to convince you that he's aggressively straight. You know the real thing. He's a yell leader. Acton Baton Rouge, ActonBR.com, ActonBR.com. All your AC, heat, and electrical needs right there under one roof. You want a whole home generator, check them out as well. Service to the highest degree, Acton Baton Rouge.
Go to the website today to schedule your appointment. The best part about it is, they're going to be there today. They're going to be there for you. You're going to know exactly who is coming into your home, and you're going to know they're going to do it to the highest satisfaction. ActonBR.com, ActonBR.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Join us at Pro Dreams in Mandeville for our special event, A Day of Champions. Meet LSU National Championship winning head coaches Jay Johnson, Skip Bertman, and Paul Maneri. Don't miss your chance to purchase authentic